Hello, everyone. We're back for Game 6 of the NBA Finals. Another live stream tonight. I think a few of us won some bets in Game 4, didn't we? I know I didn't win mine, my son's money line bet, but we had a couple winners in Game 4, I think.
We did.
We did?
Yeah.
All right.
Donovan got the Bobby Portis rebound.
My man, Bobby Portis came through for me.
That's right. So we're back again. Myself, Donovan Smoot, and Peter Dewey. And then, of course, Ben Heisler will join us at halftime again once tonight. So we got 15 minutes till tip off here, guys. Let's break into let's get into what our bets are for Game 6. Donovan, why don't we start with you? Who are you on tonight?
I'm fading Chris Middleton 100%. His line, his point totals.
Did break down our bets in an article, our roundtable article there yesterday, and the odds have shifted slightly from yesterday to where they are today. Well, Peter, let's get into your pick. Who are you on tonight?
Yeah, so I'm taking the under on Giannis's prop for points, rebounds, and assists. It was at 51.5. The under's minus 116. It's a lot to go 51.5 points, rebounds, assists. Like, you have to have a crazy good game. Giannis has only done it 4 times in 20 games this postseason. And 3 of those 4 games, he scored 40-plus points in. So basically, if Giannis doesn't score 40 points, it's not going to happen. I don't think he scores 40 tonight. There's no way the Suns can come out in a winner-go-home game and let him just dominate the game. So I'm not completely fading him. I would expect him to have another good game. He's been the MVP by far this entire finals run, but 51.5 is a big number. Even if he puts up a double-double, he still hasn't been hitting it. You know, he's hit 20% of the time. So I'm taking the under on that. The odds aren't too bad. Minus 116 is not any crazy juice to have to put up with.
So we are basically fading the Bucks almost every single way tonight. Donovan taking the under on a Chris Middleton prop. Peter, you're taking the under on a Giannis prop. And I'm taking the Suns money line. I'm back on it. Same bet I made in Game 4. I'm too deep into the Suns train now. I mean, I just think they've been playing too well. It's not like the Suns are playing bad. It's not like they're losing these games. They're just getting beat, if that kind of makes sense at all. So I think the Suns are playing too good for this game not to go for the series not to go to Game 7. Scott Foster reffing the game does concern me a little bit. Chris Paul's 0-12, 0-11 when Scott Foster's reffing games? Any thoughts on that at all?
Go ahead, Don.
You would think that, and I mean, you probably said this like the last, 7 times that he reffed, but you would think that eventually the streak has to come to an end. I think tonight's that night. I'm going to hop on the train with you, Ian. I'm going with the Sun. If I had to make another pick, I'm going Suns money line tonight.
Yeah, I mean, with Scott Foster reffing, it's like 2 conspiracy theories going against each other. Because if some people would say that the NBA would want this to go to Game 7, but then the NBA making Scott Foster the referee kind of goes against that. So 2 conspiracy theories going against each other. I got my tinfoil hat on for tonight. I'm going to take the Suns. Peter, I'm guessing if you're going to fade Giannis's point total or prop there, I assume if you're making a money line pick or a pick on a side, you'd go the Suns as well.
I thought about it, Ian. I really, really did think about it. I'm actually going to take the Bucks to cover tonight, honestly. I was very, very, very close to taking Suns money line. I just honestly think that the Bucks have played better basketball the last 3 games. Like, it hasn't been a question. They're only 4.5 point favorites, so it's not anything crazy. It's not like they got to win by double digits. I really think they're going to win. And teams that are 3.5 to 6 point favorites this postseason are 26-9. So I mean, the numbers are in the Bucks' favor. I just think they've played better basketball. The Suns shot really well in Game 5. They still lost. They turned the ball over a ton the last 2 games in Milwaukee. I just think it doesn't matter if Giannis or Chris Middleton has a monster game. I think they just both have to play well enough for the Bucks to win. And if Drew Holiday plays the way he has the past couple games, I don't see Milwaukee letting this go 7.
Now the odds and the lines have shifted in the Suns' favor because the Suns were 5.5 yesterday. They're down to 4.5 today is the spread. So it's moved a point, half a point, something like that. And when we locked in these bets yesterday, I got Suns money line at plus 175. Now at WinBet it's down to plus 160. So it's kind of moving in my favor. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I think I'm like 0-4, 0-5 on my NBA Finals bets. I was doing well with my bets in the NBA playoffs up until the finals. And for some reason, that's the way it kind of works for me. Usually, most years I do well in the playoffs up until the finals. I know the Raptors-Warriors finals a few years ago just killed me. What about the total? Because that's actually moved as well. Total was, I believe, 222.5. Yeah, it was 222.5. It's moved down to 221.5, so it's moved down a point. You guys have any feel on the over or the under?
I think the under. I think the under is going to hit in this one. After the last couple games in Milwaukee, we had the push where in Game 3 where it ended up exactly at 220, and then Game 4 ended up at 215. The under hit. So I personally think that Milwaukee has played better defensively at home. I know Donovan had done some research into that, so I'll leave that to him. But I think that. If you look at the way Milwaukee's played at home this postseason, they play very well defensively, and the Suns shot the lights out in Game 5. I do not expect them to do that again in Game 6 on the road.
Yeah, if I had to make a pick, I'm going with the under as well. I mean, both, and like Peter said, both teams shot as well as they could have shot in Game 5. I think Phoenix only had about 2 players who didn't shoot 50% from the field. It was insane. And so I think Game 5 was more, an exception to the rule. So I think coming into Game 6, we're going to see kind of, a regression back to the mean. The series has been really, really close. Even like the last 2 games with Game 4 and Game 5, coming down to the last minute. And they've been kind of low scoring, been kind of grinded out games. So I think Game 6 is probably going to be around the same way.
I'm gonna go with the over on the total. I think it's gonna be an absolute shootout. I don't have numbers to back it up. That's 100% just a gut feeling pick. To be honest, I'm not betting on the over. I'm just sticking with the Suns money line. But if I had to pick, I guess I'd go over. I read this earlier today. I wonder if this is gonna have any effect on the game tonight. Apparently, the Milwaukee Bucks brought all the champagne to celebrate tonight. They brought it into the arena, and it was sitting in front of the Suns locker room for a while. And the Suns saw that the champagne was there, and now they're angry.
Don't like that. I don't like that for the Bucks.
That's never good.
I'm gonna be real. Like, you need to hide that stuff. I don't even think that the Bucks players should have seen it at all. Like, the only people who should have seen it is just like the security guards. That's a jinx waiting to happen.
Yeah, that's not a great omen for the Bucks. I would not want that to be anywhere near my opponent or myself, like Donovan said. But I think like it comes down to really in this game, it comes down to, who is going to make the plays in crunch time. We look at Game 4, Chris Paul had a huge turnover that cost the Suns down the stretch. And then the same thing happened in Game 5. Devin Booker gets stripped by Drew Holiday. It leads to that breakout and Giannis gets the dunk. And I think the Bucks have executed very, very well down the stretch. They were trailing in Game 4 and they fought through it and they end up pulling out the win. They were trailing again in Game 5. They were down 16 points early in the game. I just think the Suns either have to clean things up late in the game or they have to find some other form of offense than iso ball down the stretch, because it hasn't worked the last couple of games.
Did you guys find it ironic that I forget when this happened, but Joakim Noah set a double team on Devin Booker in a practice for some team in an open gym session? Wasn't this a viral clip a little while ago? And he got mad at them because he said, this is like an open gym. What are you doing throwing double teams? And then in the biggest moment of his NBA career so far, he was double teaming and coughed it up. So
that was Devin's fault, though. That was Devin's fault, honestly. Like, and I had this conversation with a couple friends. I think like the day after Game 5. He dribbled into basically a triple team. You know, like that's Devin's fault, and so he has to be better. I think I do think that it's very, very funny.
Maybe he would have been better handling it if more people threw double and triple teams at him in practice.
Exactly. How do y'all feel about that though? Do y'all think it's okay to double team an open gym?
That was an interesting situation because it was like a summer workout with a bunch of guys. Like, I can see where everybody's trying to work on their game. They don't have to face double teams, especially a guy like Booker who faces them a lot during the regular season. But at the same time, like, it's basketball. Like, if you're trying to get better, like if they're going to throw a double team at you in an open gym, like, it's just going to make you better equipped to face it during the season. I didn't love him saying that, but that was a few years ago or a year or two ago now. So I don't know. I think that there's a fine line with open gym runs. I think we see way too many clips of guys just looking like they're going to be an all-star in open gym runs too. So it's a real crapshoot.
Throw the double team at me in open gym. Throw the triple team at me, man. These guys should want it. They should want. Do you think Michael Jordan would have complained if someone threw a double team at him in open gym?
Oh my God.
He would have welcomed it.
It all depends. It depends on the score. Like if they were doing that from the jump, I see Devin Booker's point, right? If we're talking now, if Devin had just made 3 buckets in a row, and then they're sending the double, and Devin's getting mad, I don't care about that. Like if you're cooking and we're about to lose this game, send the whole team. We're playing a box and one. We're starting to play zone. Like I don't care. I don't care what's happening. If you're cooking, I gotta slow you down. The win is the most important thing. So it really just depends. So listen, we gotta ask Devin. We gotta see if we can get that interview. If we can ask him what was going on.
I don't think any reporters asked him about that. I guess it'd probably be a bad time to ask about that.
See, that's just bad journalism. That's bad journalism.
Someone's got to bring it up at some point.
They're showing this clip. I don't think I ever get tired of that. They're showing the replay on the stream right now of Holiday steal to the alley-oop. And I was telling you guys a little bit before, that's one of the craziest sequences I've ever seen in my life because the Bucks honestly choked that. They choked that whole like last minute of the game. That was them just to clean up, and they missed. Giannis missed 2 free throws. They came down, missed another shot. Let the Suns get right back into it. And I thought Devin was going to cash it. I thought like that was his moment. They're at home. He's going to go take the shot. They're going to go up 3-2, and we're going to come back to Milwaukee and do this. And it completely just flipped on a dime. With Jrue Holiday making that steal, which that's the exact reason why they brought him there, right? That's the exact reason is because Jrue can make defensive plays like that. And I think they were making a bunch of comparisons earlier in the playoffs because Jrue was shooting he was very Eric Bledsoe-ish throughout these playoffs in terms of offense and defense. Eric Bledsoe doesn't make that play.
I was just gonna say, what are your guys' thoughts now? Because this might be the last game of the NBA Finals. What are your guys' thoughts about kind of the word that was going around heading into the NBA Finals? It's one of the worst and least marketable NBA Finals in the past couple decades because there's no real big superstars. There's no stacked teams. It's Milwaukee, Phoenix, 2 not so big markets. But I feel like it's been a fantastic finals as far as like the level of basketball and the excitement of the games. What are your guys' thoughts on the finals between these 2 teams now that tonight might be the last night?
Yeah, I mean, I think we got treated to arguably as good a finals as anybody could have hoped for. I mean, it was I think part of the reason people were so worried is because Giannis got hurt, obviously, in the Eastern Conference Finals. And if he didn't play, like, for the first 3-4 games of the series, it would have been much, much different, obviously. But he's played at an MVP level. I don't think anybody expected him to be this good off that injury this quickly. So that's props to him on the first thing. But I mean, we've seen good team basketball. We've seen close games. We've seen guys making clutch plays like Donovan's talking about with Jrue at the end of Game 5. Like, it's been a great finals. I get the marketability of when the Warriors Cavs had the saga of the 4 years in a row and you have all the stars on those teams. But at the same time, like, if you have 6 games of good basketball and this could end up going 7, of good basketball, like you're going to get people to tune in. It's the NBA Finals. Like, I think it's almost worse when you have those star-studded teams like those teams where they sweep and it's not particularly close, and you're kind of like, well, they should win. Like, this one was a complete toss-up. And once Giannis played game one, everybody's like, okay, now we don't know. And the Suns went up 2-0, and they looked like they're in the driver's seat, and that flipped real quick. So I think it's been a fantastic series. I don't think I could have asked for any more. I think a game 7 is, even though I'm on the Bucks -4.5, I think a game 7 would be super fun. It would be great to watch.
No, listen, I think the same thing. I think it's been a really fun finals. And typically I'm kind of the one where I'm not necessarily against small markets, but I like to see the Goliath be Goliath. You know what I'm saying? I like to see Lakers, I like to see Lakers Celtics, right? In my opinion, the league is better when the Lakers are better. The league is better when the Celtics are better, stuff like that. What I do think is very interesting is you have a 2-time MVP coming into the finals, and everybody's saying I felt like the storylines in this series were very, very good. I think you have Chris Paul, who's at the end of his career after 16 years, finally gets to the finals, and we're all happy for that. And then you have this 2-time MVP who's trying to cement his way as a true superstar. I've clearly been proven wrong, but I was calling Giannis a fraud throughout the playoffs. Specifically for the Boston series. If you ask me after game 5 of the Brooklyn series, when he fumbles the ball at the end, I was calling him a fraud every day. KD had 50, he didn't want to guard him, and the one time that he had to win the game, he fumbled, right? He sold. And I was calling him a fraud. Giannis has come out and he's played at a historic pace, so I think it's been great. What's crazy is this only happens in the NBA. This only happens in the NBA. The last Super Bowl was Tampa Bay and Kansas City, and nobody cared. It didn't affect the NFL's ratings at all. You can go to baseball. I know the Dodgers were in the World Series, but again, you also had Tampa Bay. It was LA versus Tampa Bay, and nobody cared. This conversation kind of only happens among NBA discourse, and it's very, in my opinion, it's very interesting to see how it goes.
That is fair. I hadn't thought about that before. That's not you never hear that in the NFL. If there's 2 small market teams, you never really hear that before. When Arizona was in the Super Bowl, 8 years ago now? I don't remember anyone talking about
it was
being
Phoenix
a small market team.
It was Phoenix and Pittsburgh. Like you would if that was in the NBA, if that was in the NBA, people would be making jokes about how David Stern is rolling over in his grave. Watching that, it's insane. But I think this finals has been great. I also think that it's giving the league an opportunity to create stars. I think right. with LeBron winning with LeBron basically making the finals every year, especially for the last 4 years. Whatever conference he's been in, it's just been, okay, well, we're just going to simulate to the playoffs because LeBron is going to be in the finals, right? So you already have one side of the entire playoffs knocked out, and you assume that, and so he's mainly been in the East, and so you've had the Warriors for the last, 5-6 years, and okay, the Warriors are going to make it to the finals. And the only time that we ever had doubt that the Warriors were gonna make the finals is when they didn't have Kevin Durant and they were down 3-1, and then they went and got Kevin Durant, and so then nothing mattered.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun to see a new crop of stars, solidify their way as the league's future.
And it gives other teams a blueprint. You look at what Milwaukee did, and I know they draft Giannis where they drafted Giannis. Like, it was a home run pick times a million. Like, that's just like, that doesn't happen every day, but they kept him. Like, he re-signed. Like, normally you see these guys in these smaller markets and you're like, oh, they're going to leave the second they get the chance. He didn't leave. And yeah, Milwaukee had to mortgage the farm to get Drew Holiday, but like they made other good draft picks. They got Dante DiVincenzo at the end of a draft. Like Chris Middleton turned out to be a star. Like they built it the right way. And so a co-star. He's good enough, man. He's an all-star.
Well, thank you. Let's use that term.
All right.
you got a good enough sidekick. You got a good enough sidekick.
And they built it
Let's
right
not
way.
call Chris Middleton a star.
All right, fair enough.
I refuse.
Speaking of Chris Middleton, as the game is about to tip off here shortly, odds to win the NBA Finals MVP if the Bucks win it tonight. Is there any chance at all Chris Middleton at 11-1 wins it?
There's no way. There's no way.
Unless Giannis gets hurt and doesn't play, like gets hurt early, and Chris Middleton drops 40 or 50.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But no, Giannis is the Finals MVP.
Giannis can sit the entire game and he would be Finals MVP. Let's not do this. Chris Middleton is not Finals MVP.
If you Spencer Dinwiddie and CJ McCollum were going crazy with that take on Twitter after Game 5. I don't know why they were bringing it up.
That.
Yeah, 100%.
If you guys had to bet on one of the two Suns players right now to win Finals MVP, Devin Booker plus 450 or Chris Paul plus 650 at WinBet, which of the two Suns players would you pick?
I'm taking Chris Paul at plus 650. I still really think that this offense is ran by Chris Paul. And even like they lost last game, and I know that Devin had 40, but Chris didn't have a terrible game either. Chris had his normal, he had 20 and 10. And so I think, and I in my opinion, listen, this is a lot of speculation, a lot of, if, ands, buts. But if Chris takes that final shot and it goes in and they go up 3-2, right? Obviously he's probably the favorite to win Finals MVP right now. But I think that if Chris has another game where he's solid, he's in a very good position. Devin's in this position because he's been scoring 40 every night. Like, how confident are we that Devin's going to score 40 again? Because Devin doesn't do much else. He's not a great rebounder. He's not a great, assist man. He's not a great defender. Chris at least can do one other thing. And so I think when it comes down to it, he's going to have the ball in his hands and he's going to be the one controlling everything.
That's the other thing. You look at the games the Suns won, the driving force in those games was Chris Paul. Like, yes, Devin Booker had 40 the last two games, but they lost both games. It's not 100% his fault that they lost the games, but that's kind of hurts him. Like he scored 40 points, they didn't win. So like if you go to give him Finals MVP and in all four of the Suns wins, if they end up winning for all the next two, he had mediocre games. It's hard to justify him as the Finals MVP when Chris Paul was as good as he was in games 1 and 2.
Remember when Chris Paul was the minus 200 favorite 3 games ago? It feels like a lifetime ago. Suns were up 2-0. Chris Paul minus 200 favorite. Everyone's handing the trophy to the Suns, and now here we are. Suns are on the brink of elimination.
Crazy how quick things change. Yeah. It looked, after the 2-0 start, the Suns looked in complete control, man. And the Bucks, credit to them, they've shown up in a big way these last 3 games. Like they really have. And it's been Giannis, but it's also been one of Drew or Chris, at least one of them in every single one of these games. And it makes it really tough on the Suns because they haven't gotten 2 good games out of Book and CP3 until Game 5, and that's why it was probably so demoralizing to lose that game in the fashion they lost it.
Let's get a little crazy here. Let's hear some exact score predictions, which is near impossible in an NBA game, but if it happens, then we'll have it on record. Donovan, what is your exact score prediction for this game?
112-107 Phoenix.
Peter?
I'm going to go Bucks 108, Suns 103.
I'm going to go Suns 122, Bucks 110. Suns
really
blow a win, I guess.
Score.
I should have taken the alternate spread and taken Suns minus 10. Be a nice little payout if that came through.
Yeah, that would be, you got the over there too if it that's going to be quite the game. If we get a barn burner like Game 5, it would be pretty fun, man. I wouldn't, as much as I think the under is going to hit, I really think a barn burner would be a fun game to watch.
Barn burner would be very fun.
Yeah.
And then go back to Phoenix for game 7.
Yeah. Two things that I want to get y'all's thoughts on. So one, have y'all been watching these like the pregame videos that they show, the ones that Spike Lee has been directing?
No.
Okay. Okay. Peter, have you?
I watched a little bit of them, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll skip that. We'll skip that.
Spike Lee's a Knicks guy, isn't he? What's he doing these videos?
Well, I mean, he's an amazing director, Ian.
Yeah, but he's a Knicks fan. I guess he just knows he'll never see. I guess he just knows he'll never see the Knicks in the finals. I guess.
Listen. I told you last game, or I told you game 4. The Knicks are winning a championship in the next 10 years. So, right. But listen, we can calm down on the Knicks talk. The other thing that the other
hold Peter back. He's about to go on a rant here.
Yeah. The other thing that I wanted to see was in watching that video. And I know we were talking about small markets and like it's great for the league, you know, whatever. But and Ian, I'm sorry for this take, but I think that the Raptors championship in 2019 was the most meaningless championship that we've had in like the last decade. Like I really can't stand the fact that they won.
First of all, I'm not even a Raptors fan, but I'm going to go ahead and defend the Raptors here. How is that meaningless? Considering, in what way do you mean it's meaningless? I guess
it's a bridge championship with it's a bridge championship with very little legacy play.
What is
Kawhi's legacy was pretty big though.
What do you mean a bridge championship? What does that even mean?
Okay, listen,
this is a hot take.
Listen, you're older than me, but come on, kiddos, let's sit down. It's time for story time. Okay. But in the NBA, there's always dynasties, and there's always like teams who make the finals over and over again. And you see that in between dynasties, you always have a team come in, get their little ring, and then you never hear from them again. And the Raptors are that team.
They played the Warriors in the finals.
Listen. I know they got their ring, and now we are on the verge, right, of whatever dynasty is next. Another dynasty should be popping up. Another dominant force should be popping up starting next year.
So the Raptors championship, you're saying, is more meaningless than the Lakers, who by your definition is probably another bridge championship and also done in a shortened season inside an NBA bubble. But the Raptors is somehow even more meaningless?
It is, yes. And here's why it's more meaningless.
That's insane.
Because no, it's not. Because there was less of a legacy play with the Raptors championship. Anything that LeBron does has more of a legacy play than anybody in the league.
What are these like weird stipulations that you're throwing on championships? So Lakers isn't a bridge championship because LeBron was in it, so it's a legacy. Not a legacy for Kawhi though in the Raptors championship, which is also a bridge championship. Also, the Lakers championship, in my opinion, that is the hardest championship that anybody has ever had to win. Are you sure you're not a Lakers fan?
I'm not.
Speaking of legacy plays, with the game starting right now, what is Chris Paul's legacy if they lose this game tonight?
He will go down as a choker. He's gonna go down as somebody. I mean, and listen, like I like Chris Paul. I'm a Chris Paul fan, but the narrative around Chris Paul is gonna be he can't hold a lead. He's gonna be comparable. He's gonna be the player version of what Doc Rivers is as a coach.
It's ironic he played for Doc Rivers too.
Yeah.
So is this a British championship?
Well, it actually depends. It depends.
Depends on if they win again next year. So
yes.
You can only determine bridge championships in hindsight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it also could be a legacy championship for both Chris Paul and Giannis, though.
Well, no, it's automatically a legacy championship.
I like this action. The Suns are running on defense to open this game. They're doubling the Giannis Middleton pick and roll. I think that's a good move. I think they got to make Giannis become a jump shooter. So if you don't let Chris get downhill, Giannis is either got to roll to the rim
Oh my goodness!
Oh, you gotta
have
hit the
to
shot
make
though.
that.
You gotta hit the shot.
You have to make that. Devin just took his ankles, but yes, Ian, your Canadian championship means nothing.
I'm not a Raptors fan, but I think that's a wild take.
The best thing to come out of that Raptors championship was the Drake memes.
Drake memes were good.
Chips with the dip, man. I still don't know what that means, but I love it.
I need my chips with the dip.
I don't know what it means. I still love it.
So look around. Yeah. We started this. This wasn't here before us. I needed that.
Who do you guys want to win? We talked about who we think we're going to win. Who do you want to win?
I want the Suns, man. I want a game 7. No like rooting interest in terms of like I care so much who wins. I just want a game 7. I think game 7 of a finals in any sport is the best possible thing you can get. So I'd sign me up for a game 7, even though I picked the Bucks. I would love to see it. So it's a little win-win for you right there. If the Bucks cover the spread, win some money. If the Suns win, we get a game 7.
What is Jay Crowder?
Yeah, what was that? Jay Crowder.
We're starting the Jay Crowder experience early today, guys.
Very early.
Donovan, who do you want to win?
I want Phoenix to win.
Do you guys feel the same way about the series, or is that just for tonight?
I feel the same way about the series.
Get Chris Paul's ring?
Yes. Also, just for transparency, I have a little bit of cash on Chris Paul winning Finals MVP.
There we go.
Just for transparency. Man, they were up 2-0, and I was like, "This is fantastic. I'm just gonna skate to this."
What odds did you get him at?
I actually don't remember. I need to check. I need to check the ticket again. I think it might have been close to plus 200, somewhere around there. So
that's really good.
Yeah, I was very eager to hop on that train and thought I was just gonna skate to some cash.
It looked good.
I know. And then Giannis wanted to be an all-time player, and I was like, oh, okay. This game is very sloppy. This game is very sloppy to open
Sloppy start. The over prediction isn't looking great, but I'm
looking beautiful for the under. I was just gonna say.
Peter, who if it goes to game 7, who do you want to win?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think if it gets to 7, I would like to see Phoenix win. Just because it would be a fantastic comeback, and only four teams, I believe it is, have come back from 3-2 after losing game 5. So that would be a very impressive performance to win those 2 back to back. But again, like I think this finals, I think the cool thing about it is like you have great storylines for either team, no matter who wins. So right. I think like obviously if the Bucks win, like it's just unbelievable for Giannis, like the for him to come back and do this. But then like if the Suns win, like you get the Chris Paul, like there's people who don't like Chris Paul, but he probably deserves a ring. The man has been really, really good his entire career. It's been a long time coming for him. So I would prefer the Suns if it got back to a game 7, but I honestly I think either way we get some pretty cool storylines.
I always feel weird when teams win championships at like their opponent's arena.
Yeah.
Stadium, arena. So if the Bucks win the series, I want them to do it tonight. If it goes to game 7, I want Phoenix to win.
That makes sense.
It always feels weird when teams are like cheering and like celebrating the win and the crowd is almost silent because it's in their opponent's place.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. Let's see. I just checked in on the over under, on the live over under over at Win, and so right now it's at 209.5.
Oh my.
209. It's dropped that much already.
That dropped
it's
quick.
At 209.5.
Yeah, it is too. That dropped very quick. The spread hasn't moved, but the total's dropped almost it's dropped more than 10 points, right?
Yeah. More than 10 points on the over under. Wow.
This has been about as slow as a start as you could possibly have.
Yeah,
both ways.
My score prediction is definitely not coming true unless it goes to overtime.
You never know. Basketball's a game of runs. Could get a big second quarter. I just think this is the typical. If you're the Suns, you're like, we have to win, so you're pressing. And if you're the Bucks, you're like, we can win the finals, so they're kind of pressing, and you get that combination of nobody is really comfortable. And if you were the Bucks, like the last couple of games, Game 5, you were playing with house money. If you won 3 in a row, you're like, hey, let's see what we can do. And the Suns. We're kind of like, oh, we're finally back at home. We already won 2. But now you get both teams in a situation where like they feel probably like if I'm Milwaukee, this kind of feels like a winner to go home type of game too, because you don't want to go back to Phoenix again.
Right.
Like never want to go back there. So it's definitely that was part of the factor into the under is when guys are pressing, it's a completely different game. It's not like game 63 of 82 where you're just going out there and you're like, well, if we win, we're fine. If we lose, we're fine. Like completely different atmosphere.
Yeah. I like the energy of this game. It honestly feels like a game 7. To Peter's point, like it feels like both teams are kind of forcing right now. But me personally, I like my game 7s to be like this. I prefer game 7s to be rock fights, and to where everyone's struggling to get a basket, because it makes every basket just feel that much more, important. And there's just like a certain stress that it causes when nobody can make it and you're just waiting for somebody to make 2 shots in a row. So I like my game 7s. I like the energy of this game right now. I do think that there's going to be a big run. I think both teams are just coming out a little bit nervous. Phoenix's series, their season is on the line tonight, and Milwaukee, like Peter said, they don't want to play. They don't want to have to go back to Phoenix to play a game 7 where anything can happen, and they're on the verge of winning a championship. Like that's pressure. It may not be as much pressure as your season being over, but to get the job done at home, that probably does something to you. So I think in the second quarter we're going to see a little bit of maybe like a high scoring second quarter. And the Suns, they're one of the best second quarter teams in the league, and so. I'm actually going to check on what their second quarter line is. Can I find it?
While you're checking that, Connor Roach in the chat, I'm sure I mispronounced his last name, says Dewey has the Suns in 7. Don't let him lie to you.
That is true. I took Suns in 7 at the beginning of the series. That was my prediction. I did not bet on it, full disclosure, but that was my prediction. So yes, if the Suns do get it to 7, I would love them to win in 7. But also after game 4, I said to you guys on this stream that I thought the Bucks were going to win in 6. I just thought they were playing as a better team. So we'll see. I got my bases
just covered
covered.
your bases here. Yeah, exactly.
I got my bases covered.
You just saying Canadian.
That's Canadian. Yeah.
But for real, if my original pick was Suns in 7, after watching game 3 and 4, I didn't think the Suns were going to beat Milwaukee. They just were outplaying them. That's why in our roundtable picks for game 5, I took Bucks money line. I had a feeling the Bucks they're the better team right now.
He was saying Suns in 4 after game 2. Like he's saying everything.
Yeah.
That was Ian's article. He said Suns in 4, not me.
You co-signed it. Don't lie.
Anthony Russo in the chat says, "Hey Pete, love the in-game content." Chat.
Yeah, shout out to Ant.
Yeah, I bet that Suns in 4 guy is pretty disappointed it didn't actually happen in 4 games. It looked like he was going to there for a little bit.
Yeah,
he would have been so famous. He already is pretty famous, but
he's had a great 3 weeks.
Yeah. Like and he's full on trying to cash in on every penny he can too. Like he's selling his autographs and stuff. It's like, come on.
Wait, really?
Oh yeah, he's selling his own merch and selling his autographs, and he's on Cameo for $75 for a shout out on Cameo.
Oh my goodness! And okay, Chris, you can relax. You're not him. But that actually is a really good play by Chris. Chris has been actually very, very good this postseason with his steals. I know, I think I think maybe 3 games ago, I took. I can't remember the exact one, but we had written something over at BetSided about Chris Middleton steals. I think that's something that's very that we should watch tonight. What his over under on steals is right now. So right now on WinBet, if you go, where's he at? Oh, that's actually very weird. They do not have him on the live odds. Okay. Well, that's kind of disappointing. Yeah, they have everybody else.
Oh man, that's a big shot.
They have live player props. That's pretty cool. I don't see that everywhere.
Donovan, how are you feeling about this Chris under prop right now?
Oh, I still feel very good. I think that Chris is gonna choke. He's going to have to show me, and if he shows me, hey, listen, I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. I'm going to be wrong again. It is what it is. So,
I don't love these Suns post-ups for Ayton to take jump shots. He's done it like 3 times now. I do not like that as their offense. Like, you need to get Ayton in pick and roll. Like, him taking a fadeaway 15-footer is just – that is not what you want. I would shy away from that if I was Phoenix, but I feel like this action they're running here where he's coming up to set the screen, like, and you get the switch and he gets a layup. Like that's exactly what you want to do. You don't want him, like, he's not like a back to the basket, like back you down, like hit the fadeaway jumper type of big. Like he's going to get really easy baskets and he's going to make it look really easy around the rim. But that was perfect. I mean, that was perfectly run. That's exactly what they want to do.
He just slipped.
There has already been 9 turnovers in this game.
Yeah, very, very, very sloppy. Also, so I got the line on Chris Middleton steals. It's at 2.5, and he's minus 240 to hit the over on that. So I think that's something that we should be watching. Chris in his active hands tonight.
Yeah.
Once again, Jay Crowder hitting floaters. What is this?
Jay Crowder experience, man. Turnover, floaters. He'll do it all.
This man does everything. Bossman 99.
Bobby Portis sighting too.
Come on, Bobby.
Yeah, Donovan, you haven't talked about your boy Bobby Portis yet.
He just got in the game. Honestly, I think even if all of my picks were wrong tonight and Bobby went out and just had like some crazy like bench performance where he just had like 17. He just had like 17 points, 5 rebounds. I would take great pride in tonight, and I would consider tonight a success, and I would be happy. Because then Bobby Portis, that's the one reason why I want the Bucks to win the championship. So that Bobby Portis can be a champion.
Your boy Bobby Portis, NBA Finals MVP.
Yep.
There's no way he has odds for MVP.
Does he? Can we check? I need to see if he does.
No, I looked at There's only 2. Man. There's I think the only people on the Bucks listed were Giannis and Middleton, I think.
Oh wow.
Oh, good ball fake by Chris. Oh, just shoot it. But
yeah, Bobby, another one of just like my favorite, just random players. Another, and there he goes, turning the ball over. The Bobby Portis experience. Another one, my man's, not my man's like that, but my homie JaVale McGee just got named to Team USA. JaVale McGee is going to be an Olympic gold medalist, and I'm very happy.
Well, interesting you bring that up because I actually wanted to ask you guys your thoughts about Bobby Portis threes. And I think, did he catch a rebound before that too?
Yeah.
He's hooping.
I did. Yeah, he's loving it right now. It's the Bobby Portis game.
Talk to him, Bobby.
That's amazing. Let's watch this again.
Yep. Rebound.
Trail the play.
Rebound.
Step into
Two-way player. Two-way player.
Stretch 5.
And the flex afterwards. I love it.
Look at him. Looking like a young Kevin Garnett. Look at Bobby just yelling to the crowd. We love it.
But yeah, I did want to ask you guys about this tonight. Is Team USA going to win the Olympics? If you had to take Team USA or the field, which I think is a bet somewhere if I can find it, Would you take Team USA or would you take the field? Which means
Team
anyone
USA.
else.
No question. They I know they struggled a little bit. Yeah, no question. I know they struggled a little bit in the exhibitions, man, but we got to remember they're going to get Chris, Drew, and Devin on the team. I think a lot of people forgot about that. That's arguably two of your best defenders in Drew and Chris. They're going to be fine. They have so much talent. It's just a question of, we see it all the time when a lot of stars play together. It's just they got to mesh. It took them a little bit longer probably than people expected, but they're going to be fine. I don't think they're you look at some of these other rosters, there's NBA talent on there and they're good players. But if the United States doesn't win, it would be a massive failure. I think that they're going to roll.
So I'll say, oh, my bad.
I was just going to say, I found the odds. WinBet doesn't have them up right now, but at an unnamed sportsbook, USA -400, the field +275.
Okay.
Yeah, I take USA.
I'll take the field.
I would take Team USA. Maybe. I wouldn't feel good about it. I would literally just be banking on the fact that it's Team USA, but I honestly might feel more comfortable with the field. I don't feel good about this team. I don't. It feels very. The vibe is just very weird. They lost Zach LaVine today. He's not going to travel with the team to Tokyo. He got put into the health and safety protocols.
He can still come back though. He's there. They think he's going to clear and he's going to be able to come back to travel there. He just couldn't go with the initial traveling party.
Okay. Well, that's a good sign. They lost Beal. Kevin Love is okay, whatever. It's Kevin Love. But at the same time, it's Kevin Love. But you replace him with JaVale McGee, and as much as I love JaVale, and I actually think that he's going to be helpful to Team USA because they don't have a backup big behind Bam. So I think that he can help them, and then they have Keldon. But it just doesn't feel right. I can 100% see them losing to Australia again. I can see them, losing to Spain. I can see them having another off day and losing to France or losing to one of these other top teams. And it wouldn't shock me whatsoever.
I am upset that Canada blew it, just absolutely blew it in the qualifying. And now, because Canada had a good team, man. Had a decent team, man. I think they would have been in the top 3 on the odds list.
It was Wiggs. Was Wiggs there?
RJ.
Wiggins, RJ. Who was the other guy who was drafted? Anthony Bennett on the team, I think?
Time out. He's on your national team? He's on the Canadian national team?
He used to be, at least. I don't remember for sure if he was on it this year. I'm going to see if I can find it.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
I remember looking at the roster and being like, well, this is a great team. And then they
were good.
Cuba or something.
Yeah, they had a good roster. They just didn't campaign shoot that. There
okay, man. My bad, Cameron. I didn't know you had that. Yeah, listen, and we said something about this last stream, but to Anthony Bennett, no disrespect whatsoever, but he can't play. he can't play.
Bobby Portis is feeling it, man.
All right, really quick, just to follow up on Team Canada's roster. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, RJ Barrett, Trey Bell-Haynes, Lou Dort, forgot about Lou Dort, Corey Joseph, Mikal Mulder. I don't know that guy.
Mikal Mulder.
He's on the Warriors.
Yep.
Wiggins, Anthony Bennett was on the team. By the way, right now he's playing in Brazil. He's playing for the Conejos de Santos in Puerto Rico.
You botched that name.
Not Brazil. Aaron, I definitely botched that name. Aaron Dornkamp, Andrew Nicholson, Dwight Powell, and Trey Lyles.
That's not a bad team.
That's not a bad team.
No, we should have made the. I forget who Canada lost to, but it was
he. Okay, I'm sorry. Can we appreciate Giannis's spin move? He's done it back-to-back plays, and it's insane.
We would have
Jamal Murray. Timeout, man.
Jamal Murray's hurt. Canada's
Yeah,
coming up in the basketball.
that's the biggest loss. He'd be their best player if he was healthy, Jamal Murray.
Canada basketball is coming up. Watch out.
No,
they knew he was going to the spin there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, Ian's right. Listen, Canada has some players. It's weird for Team USA because I don't know if we're ever gonna with the game expanding. I don't know if we're ever gonna get back to a level of like dominance that we saw even in 2012, right? Because if you look at the league right now, you have probably the best player in the game in Giannis, right? He's not American. You have Luka, who's not American. You have Jokic, who's not. You have Embiid, who's not.
I know you didn't just do Kevin Durant like that. I know you didn't just do Kevin Durant like that.
I'm sorry. There is a man. Listen, there is a man who's on the precipice of winning Finals MVP and a championship while averaging over 30 in the finals.
Two-time NBA MVP, Defensive Player of the Year.
I know we didn't forget what Kevin Durant did.
And he's not on a stacked team. Listen, I want us to be civil. I know we didn't forget what Kevon Durant did. I want us to be civil tonight, Peter. I want us to be civil tonight. So I'm not going to. So I'm not going to talk about Kevin like that, right? I'm not going to give my full opinions about Kevin. However, Giannis is doing stuff that we've never seen before, and it's and I will say this: it is in a much more respectable fashion.
At the no super team I get, but man, KD was cooking in that series. Like they had Harden playing on one leg, and they had a very rough core around that because of the stars. They dug their own grave. They traded away their bench. They did it to themselves. But like, he was balling, man. He was balling. I don't think there's a person in the world who can guard Kevin Durant one-on-one. I don't think there's a person in the world. That's part of the reason why I like Team USA. I don't think anybody's going to be able to guard Kevin Durant if it comes down to it one-on-one.
Me.
All right, end of the first quarter. Bucks are up 29-16. Little check in on the live odds, see if anything tickles anyone's fancy. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to place a live bet, but I'm going to go through what the live odds are here. Bucks are up to 10.5-point favorites. The over-under is at 210.5, so it's still on pace to hit the under. Money line, Bucks minus 575, Phoenix Suns plus 425. Literally right now, I'm locking in. I'm double downing on my Suns at plus 425. Basketball's a game of runs, man. It's 13 points. Basketball's a game of runs. Lock it in for me, plus 425 on the Suns.
I'm feeling fantastic about my Bucks minus
I might join you. Ian.
Join the party, man. Basketball's a game of runs.
I might join.
This is not going to be a 13-point lead. Weren't the Suns up 13 at the end of the first last game?
They're up. They were up 16 at some point in the first half.
It's not working on my laptop. Let me go on my phone and do this. Yeah,
I don't know, guys. This is the perfect storm. It's the perfect storm for the Bucks right now. This is what they wanted in the first quarter.
Basketball is a game of runs.
You're right. It is a game of runs. I'm still rolling with Milwaukee tonight. If they had come out really slow, I would have. But I don't think they. At home, finals on the line. It would be tragic if they blew this game.
Okay.
Tragic.
Okay. So the odds that I'm seeing are plus 375. So I don't know if I want to go there just yet. Let me see if the Bucks can stretch this out, get those odds a little bit better. But plus 375 is not terrible, but I might wait on that. I'm just seeing that. But I'm 100% like, I agree with Ian. I think this is a great opportunity to jump on the Suns money line. It's you're down 13 in the first quarter. It's
the first quarter.
The first quarter we saw. Listen, the first half of this first quarter was sloppy and everybody was missing shots. One team is going to break out of that, and that was the Bucks. And they're going to go, we're going to go and we're going to see Phoenix make these adjustments coming into the second quarter. This is their quarter. This is whenever they come back and make their run. So I think this is a really good time to jump on the Suns money line.
The Suns are shooting 29.2% right now. That is not. They're gonna shoot better than that. They've turned the ball over 5 times. They're gonna fix that. I think it's worth a shot at least. I mean, I don't think this game is going to be blown. It's going to get close here at some point.
I don't disagree with you guys. If you're like doubling down on the Suns at those odds, I don't think it's a bad move if you think the Suns are going to win. I just think this game is playing out exactly how Milwaukee would have wanted to play it out. Like Phoenix is struggling to score, they're pressing, and you've got a double-digit lead after one. I don't know. The Suns made a lot of shots in Game 5 and they still lost. I just don't know if they make enough shots in Game 6. I don't.
Listen. The Bucks made a lot of shots in Game 5, and so I think that they're going to come back down to earth as well.
Is Giannis clutch? Is he clutch enough to close this out for the NBA Finals, for the NBA championship?
Not from the free throw line. They don't want him on the line if the game's on the line. I think he's made some great plays in this series though, between the block in Game 4 and then the dunk in Game 6. I know that was he had to make that. It was not an easy alley-oop to finish. But I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't want him on the line. I think that's the one thing that's weird about Giannis. Like, how many star players in the game, would you say you don't want on the line with the game on the line? Like, LeBron might be one of them, honestly, too, because he's not a great free throw shooter. But I also would probably trust LeBron with anything with the game on the line. So it's like, you think about
this is not good. This is not good. They had campaign guarding Chris. It worked out, but that's not a situation you want over and over this game.
So it's crazy how much the live odds shifted. So when I actually first brought up WinBet right when the end of the quarter was at, is at plus 500, but it got immediately bet down to plus 425, which is what I got it at. And now it's been dropping ever since. Well, obviously the second quarter started, but now Suns are down to plus 275. So I got fantastic value at that plus 425.
Yeah, that's awesome. You were quick to it, man.
You got to strike when the iron's hot.
That's right.
Can't scare money, don't make money, There
was a couple NBA playoffs ago where all through the playoffs, I was betting on teams to do exactly that when they were down in the first quarter. I would take their money line, and I won a ton of money. And then I tried to do it when the Warriors took on the Raptors in the NBA Finals. Tried to do it in the NBA Finals, and then lost all my winnings from earlier in the playoffs. I tried to live bet on the Warriors over and over and over, and the Raptors just kept winning.
That finals hurt because I'm a huge Steph fan.
So now I know why you're calling it a fake championship for the Raptors. Now the truth comes out. The truth comes out.
The campaign game.
No, it's also like just that team. Yeah, in terms of just legacy wise, there's been a couple bridge championships in the last. This 2021. There's been a couple bridge championships in the last 15, 20 years. You could say that 06 Heat Mavs was a bridge. You can say
was big for Dirk. That was big for Dirk's legacy, man. He needed a title on his resume.
I don't like this concept of a bridge
legacy.
Championship. I hate this concept of a bridge championship.
I thought you were talking about 2011.
No.
That's my fault.
With the Heat, right? And so then you go after it. And now, granted, the Celtics don't win another championship after 07-08, but they go to the finals 2 out of 3 years. And so you have that, and then you have the whole, the Lakers thing. So there's that. I think the 11. That was a bridge championship, but it was also a very, very heavy. It was also right. I know that's a crazy block. Crazy block.
That's violent.
I thought they were gonna call goaltending just because it looked like there was no way he should have been able to block that shot, but that was wild.
Okay. Oh, Pat. I know. That's why I said okay, because I want that every time.
If Cam Johnson gets going, man, you guys look like geniuses right now.
5-point game, just like that. It's a game of runs.
It's a game of runs. This is what basketball is, Peter.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying that first quarter could not have gone better for the Bucks.
And the start of the second could not have gone better for my bet.
There you go.
Yeah.
Under's still looking beautiful though.
Come on, we need this.
That's a foul.
And he got the foul.
If he hits,
if he didn't get fouled, that was going to be a horrible.
And this is going to be a
shot.
one-possession game at the end of these Jay Crowder free throws, and Ian's going to make a little bit of money tonight. We're going to prove you wrong, Peter. This is great. This is fantastic.
The Deer District's going to be crazy if they win this game tonight, man.
Oh, it's going to be so funny.
Pictures, it's going to be so nuts.
Oh yeah. Also, so back to the thing, right? So Dirk, huge legacy title. It is also a bridge championship because right after that comes right in between the Lakers. That comes right in between the Lakers stint and the Heatles, right?
But you also have the Spurs in there too, man.
You said earlier that last year's Lakers championship was not a bridge championship because it was a LeBron legacy championship. But the Dirk one can be both a bridge and legacy.
That's not what I said. I said that the Raptors championship was more meaningless than the Lakers one because the legacy play for LeBron was bigger than the legacy play for Kawhi. This is simple stuff, Ian. Like, why are you not?
I need to see like this mathematical breakdown of what makes a championship a championship.
I think that I've been doing a very just good job breaking this down, and you're not following me, and that's kind of upsetting. we're not here. We're not here, and I need you to get here. Okay. It's
so
very
the Lakers
simple.
championship was still a bridge championship, but it wasn't as much of a bridge championship as the Raptors bridge championship because it was a Kawhi or as a LeBron legacy championship, but the Raptors championship was not a legacy championship for Kawhi or Kyle Lowry or any of the Raptors.
No. It was just not as much. You know what I'm saying? Like, and here's actually a very like valid question. Do you guys think, and this is like way off topic, but again, the game's in commercial. Do you guys think that Kyle Lowry is going to be a Hall of Famer?
Yes, because the Basketball Hall of Fame is too easy, man. Yes. The Basketball Hall of Fame is like a cakewalk to get in. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a Hall of Famer. He's got a title. He's got at least 5 All-Star game appearances. Yeah, I think he's probably going to be. But it's like we were talking about before the last stream about, with the Hall of Fame, different Hall of Fame, like what it takes. Like there's just the basketball standards aren't nearly as high. Like they're not nearly as high. So I wouldn't be surprised. A title and a bunch of All-Stars, and I think he has at least one All-NBA selection. Like
I'm gonna look up Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, I think if he has an All-NBA, he might.
Toronto loves Kyle Lowry. I'll tell you that. He's a hero in Toronto.
I'm sorry. What is going on?
It would be crazy if he left this offseason because he's a free agent. Yeah, he's got an All-NBA. He's a 6-time All-Star, and he's a champion.
Yeah.
I think he's got a shot.
That's a Hall of Fame. That's a Hall of Fame resume. If
he gets 1 or 2 more All-Star games too, like he's not completely. He had a good year last year, very good year last year. Like he's not like done. So if he can pull away, like he was an All-Star. He was an All-Star for 6 straight years. He just missed it last year, probably. Averaged 17 and 7. Like not a bad year. If he can figure out a way to get one more All-Star team, like if he goes to the Sixers or something, and they do what they did this year, and they kind of like give the top seeds like they did the Jazz 3 All-Stars, and the Sixers get the 1 seed at the All-Star break, like 7 All-Star games for Kyle Lowry. It could happen.
It's a very weird and interesting situation. I think that whole 2019 championship was very crazy. I really wish, because and I'm gonna end on this, but I just feel like the way that we look at Steph would be so much different if he hits that shot. Even if they lose in a game 7, if he forces it to 7, would have been insane. But we're back. Second quarter's back. Listen, this should be a very close game, and I wouldn't be surprised if Bobby Portis not making shots.
Bobby Portis is cooking,
making things
man.
happen. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks come out of this up at halftime.
You did say before the Suns are one of the best second quarter teams of the NBA.
Yeah,
they've looked it so far in the second quarter. Good pass. Oh, Ayton, how?
Ayton, you have to finish.
Yeah, God, I finished that.
Yeah, I think. Listen, if you get into those situations where Drew is guarding Jay Crowder, you got to give the ball to CP or Devin. And if Drew's out the picture defensively, Jay, go stand somewhere. Go stand somewhere and take Drew with you. And let one of these other guys make a play.
That's a rough sequence for CP3. Gets the mismatch on Bobby, misses a shot, then gets the foul.
Yeah. There are so many people in the Deer District.
Yeah, this is wild.
Pandemic is over in America. Do you see that? There's like 50,000 people.
This is crazy. Yeah. Man, Bobby Portis is having a game.
The Bobby Portis game.
Where were you the day Bobby Portis saved Giannis? Is like, no, we're not going there. but I mean, this is wild. He's having an unreal start to this game. It's always those bench guys, man. There's always the one bench guy who has like a big game in the finals, and it's kind of sways things. This could be Pat Connaughton had a big game in Game 4. Like the Suns really haven't gotten since the early games of the season like a huge bench game. Like I know Mikal Bridges starts, but like they had the huge game from him earlier in the series. It's been like Devin and CP3.
What's their rookie again? Jalen Smith?
Yeah.
Bring him in the game.
Oh boy. Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
Listen, Giannis.
Has he stepped on the court this series yet?
I don't think so. Unless he came in. No, he definitely didn't because Game 5 was close too.
No. This is like the second time this quarter that Ayton has forced Giannis into a jump shot. And whatever he's doing, whether he's looking at him different, putting his hand in a certain placement, he just needs to keep doing that. Because if just keep Giannis
let's go.
Peter, we tried to tell you.
Go.
We tried to tell you. This is what you get for being a hater. And so whenever we get proven right.
Oh, what a steal.
Oh, let's go.
Steal.
And the foul.
But yeah, Jalen Smith has not stepped on the court for 1 second this series.
Tough scene, man. Very tough scene. If
you got to be some bad if as a rookie they just completely shut you down by the end of the season. Like they're not even.
Yeah, I mean, like if he was like the 30th pick, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. Like need some time to develop. They took this man top 10. Like he can't see the floor. I don't know. You're going 8 deep and your top 10 pick can't even see the floor. That is tough.
Mikal. You're making us look stupid. Mikal's
they need
crazy.
him to get going too.
He's so lanky. I like that. That's one of the things that like shocks me every time I see him is just how long his arms are. He's
really good defender.
Yeah.
2-point game.
1 possession.
It's been a nightmare quarter for the Bucks. Well, they have 2 baskets. No, one, the Bobby basket and the Bobby free throws. That's it.
Because they're chokers.
It would be funny if Bobby just like scores like 30 points this game and just wins it himself, saves Giannis.
It would be that would be such a weird way to end to end the series.
Here they go,
Bobby
to
Portis
tie the
at
game.
30 in the closeout game.
I love that.
Oh, he has him.
Oh.
Double coming, book. He's just got to make a quicker decision there. Like he wasn't going to blow by Drew. That's either got to be pull up and take the jump shot or pull it out. Like,
yeah,
it's the same thing he did at the end of game 5. He dribbled into 3 guys and he didn't know what to do.
Jay has to do a better job though as well. Like as soon as he sees the double coming, he has to go to that corner and make it
and get himself
to make
open.
that pass. Tie game.
Let's go.
Tie game.
Let's go. Basketball is a game of runs.
Bucks minus 4.5.
Never doubt.
Not looking great.
Never doubt. Can we get Ian? Can we get a check-in on the odds right now?
Yep. Suns down to plus 130. Bucks are 3.5-point favorites. Suns are plus 130 on the money line. The total is all the way down to 202.5. Wow.
Under is going to look fantastic.
Underbettors are
yeah, that's that's what you want.
Am I gonna time out? What is Chris Middleton at? Because if Chris Middleton is, I haven't checked on Chris Middleton in a while.
I'm waiting until halftime to check on Giannis. That prop is a points, rebounds,
right.
assists.
You're right. That sounds better. I'll wait until halftime and then I'll check on Middleton because he started off high.
If you check now, he's going to score like 5 points in a row.
I know. He started off high, but I haven't heard his name in a while. I've not seen a slow motion replay of Chris Middleton in some minutes. So he's been slowing down. 1-for-11 Milwaukee is this quarter. It's a game of runs. We knew this was going to happen. Are we prophets? Maybe.
I don't know why they don't just run that every single time and just bury Ayton on a little guy. Like he made Chris Middleton look like he was a point guard.
Let's go. Let's get Chris Middleton into foul trouble. 3 fouls, 7 points.
Suns have the lead.
He scored
just like
all
that.
7 of those points.
I made that bet at plus 425 like 5 minutes ago. And now they have the
Chris had
longer than 5 minutes ago. But.
Chris has 3 fouls. He's probably not going to play the rest of the second half.
I know, right?
And so now we need Chris Middleton to score 19 in the second half.
Yeah, I don't know if that happens. I don't know if that happens.
Exactly. Ooh, Drew.
This is just terrible offense. What are they doing? Book.
Oh,
that's.
I thought that was going in.
even if he went in, that's a bad shot. It's 1-on-4. Wait for the teammates to get down there.
Is there such thing as a bad shot if it goes in?
Oh, Chris is still out there.
Chris is still in the game. Yeah.
Oh, we're going at Chris every time. Every time you set the screen, we try to get this switch, and we're going at Chris.
That's what I'm saying. Whoever he's guarding, that guy's got to set the screen.
We're going at him. If Chris gets 4 fouls before halftime, Bud's an idiot, and we'll call him one because that's just not a smart play. But like,
I'm surprised he's leaving him out there because it's not like he's like shooting the lights out right now. Like you're struggling this quarter anyway. Just get him out and don't risk him picking up a 4th because you had the bad second quarter already. If you have the bad second quarter and Chris Middleton has 4 fouls going into halftime, you're compounding the problem.
I need that.
Took Connaughton out.
I need that 4th foul.
I'd assume they're gonna just what do you think they do? They just put Chris on Crowder, McHale, and just have him sit in the corner and try and
probably, but yeah, it's you just have to.
I mean, if I'm Phoenix,
you have to hope that they don't
every time. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm screening every time with whoever CP3 has and just try and get the switch. And get CP3 switched on. Like I'm screening PJ Tucker with McHale right now.
He's in the corner. He's in the corner on McHale.
Yeah, McHale. I'd send McHale up and I'd get that switch. I mean, they got the switch on Giannis, but wow, Chris Paul, that was impressive.
Yeah. For the next 4 minutes, let's just hunt. I think another reason though,
they're letting him play too, down low.
I think another thing that's kind of interesting, and so you took Middleton's assist. You took the over on Middleton's assist in Game 4, and
I did, yeah.
And so I know that Drew's out there as well, but it's nice to have another facilitator on the floor. And if Chris can be that, then that's kind of another reason to keep him out there and to maybe risk it, because it is like, you know, we're in a rock fight right now, which is great and I love it. But if it's going to be one of those games, you need people to try to make, you know, the offense run as easy and smoothly as possible. And so Chris is going to be that. They really just have to hope that they don't hunt him for the next 4 minutes.
It's a 5-point lead.
If you're gonna put PJ and Brooke, if you're gonna put PJ Tucker and Brooke Lopez on the floor at the same time, you have to have Middleton out there. There's Giannis. He needs to just start taking it.
Fun fact: the winner of the second quarter has won every game this series.
That's interesting.
Fantastic.
Oh,
I know he wasn't set. He moved his arms on the way up.
That looked like a weird shot.
Is Brooke Lopez's time? No. Brooke Lopez needs to do something. What are we doing? We're calling timeout? Okay.
I like it.
I don't hate that by Monty.
Live money line is almost at a pick 'em. Bucks minus 125, Suns even money.
Listen,
this quarter
Ian got the best. I don't care what anybody says. Ian got the best odds of the night. He made the best pick of the night. Like to go down, you know, to have the Suns down 13 and get them. You got them at plus 425. Yeah, that's great value. And then to instantly see them go from just drop.
A dream scenario that it actually has worked out so well that I'm kind of nervous now. So the Bucks are just going to win at the end and break my heart.
It's okay.
All right, I'm checking Donovan. I'm breaking the rule. I'm checking Giannis right now. I want to see where he's at.
Don't do it.
All right. Well, I'm feeling good. He's at 13.7 boards, so only no assists, so 20. He has to get to 51. Oh, he has to stay under 51 and a half. So I feel good. That's
Chris
not
Middleton,
bad.
3 assists. Didn't you say earlier, Donovan, the over-under for Chris Middleton assists was 2.5?
No, that was for his steals.
Oh, sorry, steals. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, steals. He's at 3 already.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. So Chris Middleton, defensive player of the year.
Some would say.
It's been a sloppy game. I'm not surprised that he's at, but that's 3 steals already is impressive.
Is Steph Curry the greatest shooter of all time?
100%.
Yes.
No question.
Yes. Just because of his ability to just shoot
off the dribble.
From anywhere, off of any, like off the dribble, off any catch, is just, there's nobody who's ever been like him. And there probably never will be somebody like him. Like, it's such a, I think, and I won't go on a rant on this, but I think it's such a disservice that people compared Trae Young to Steph when he came into the league. And Trae Young's a great player, but like Steph does what he does, shooting like low 40s from 3, like low 40%. Trae Young shoots like a low 30s from 3, but he takes like a few deep ones. So everybody's like, oh, he's just like Steph. And it's like, no, the efficiency matters so much. And the scale, like for him to take, 400 threes in a season, and like he made 400 threes in a season. Like nobody's ever going to do that again. For a long time unless the 3 keeps becoming just the only shot people take. But like that is just an unbelievable, like nobody had ever hit over 300 and he hit 400 in a season. It's crazy.
It's fantastic. Now, the more interesting question is Klay Thompson the second best shooter of all time?
Ray Allen.
That's a tough one. I feel bad for Klay because he lost 2 years of his prime, man. but
Yeah.
I don't think I'd put him at number 2. I think Ray is probably at number 2. Russell Ray has like the big game shots too. That not that Clay doesn't have big game shots, because like Game 6 Clay, all those shots he made against in that Thunder series and in other series, I'm not saying he doesn't have them, but that shot Ray hit against the Spurs in the corner is immortalized. Like that was an insane shot. So I think that's where he separates himself, and he's obviously got more all time. And Clay lost those years of his prime, which is it's not his fault. It was a horrible luck, but he's gonna have a hard time passing Ray.
Yeah, that Ray shot is so funny because that was 2013, and so mind you, I was one of the biggest LeBron fanboys at the time, and so I was like all in on the Heat. I had at the time I didn't have an iPhone, I had a Galaxy, and Samsung had this deal where they had like this special LeBron app, so that you can like stay connected to LeBron where he was 0 dark 30. Okay, Chris, money, 5-point game. Come on now. Yeah, to the point where I was such a LeBron and Heat bandwagon. I bought on eBay a replica championship ring for the Heat, and
that's amazing.
And yeah, I actually still have it. I can go down it and get it and show you guys.
Now, did you get a legacy title for that? Is the question.
I did, yeah. So I won that championship.
Was the Bridge Championship though?
No, because they went back to back.
Come, Chris Paul.
Ian.
Championships aren't real unless you win like 2 or 3 in a row.
No, I'm not saying that they're not real. I'm just saying they don't have meaning. Like nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Such a wild take.
Nobody cares.
Is that in every sport is your opinion on that for every sport, or is that just NBA?
It's mainly just NBA because NBA is the sport with the most like dynasties, and normally the way that like the league has gone has been, we've gone from dynasty to dynasty, and like in between there will be some random stuff happening while somebody else is leveling up to get to that point.
So is every single Super Bowl between the year 2001 and now that's not a Patriots Super Bowl? Are they all Bridge Championships?
Honestly, maybe. I hate the Patriots.
I respect it.
I hate the Patriots.
You're going to go so deep into the stake that you're going to call all of those championships for the last 20 years Bridge Championships. Now I'm starting to respect it now.
The only one that matters is the Eagles winning a championship.
Of course, that's not a Bridge Championship.
Never. That was a huge legacy. Also, shout out to, and once again, one of my favorite takes when it comes to the NFL is that the NFC East is actually the best division in football, and that the NFL needs the NFC East very, very heavily. We're the only division. Brady's lost in the Super Bowl like 3 times, and the only 3 times he's lost has been to the NFC East.
That's fair.
We are single-handedly the Tom Brady killer. So while the rest of America is hating on him and they love to see Brady lose, we do that. That's our job. Oh wow.
They call foul?
Is that a foul or a shot clock?
I think it's shot clock.
That sucks. Mid shot clock.
It looked pretty clean.
Oh,
he got his hand a little bit.
Did they call the foul? That's definitely a foul, though.
No, they call shot clock, I think, because I don't see anybody lining up.
Wow.
Also, 45,
that's actually 40. Big. Shot clock's huge for me. No Giannis rebound there. Yeah, the under is just looking beautiful.
Yeah.
I feel good about my 108, 103 pick too, honestly.
That's a really good pick.
We need a little bit of a big second half, but this second quarter's been better scoring wise than the first.
Let's go, Chris. Keep missing.
They just can't make a shot, man.
Because why? They're chokers and Chris.
70-point lead. How many, like the Bucks must have what, like 5 points this quarter? 12. They're being outscored 31-12 this quarter. Basketball is a game of runs.
This is a beautiful game. I love it. Chris. Oh, you're gonna bail him out? I'm actually upset. Don't do this. Oh, where are you going, Drew? Looks silly.
CP3, man. This is what I'm saying. They win this game. Like, it's been CP3 now. Book who's really got it going in the second quarter.
All right, so we're gonna need to add. So Middleton is at 8 points.
The Deer District's not quite bumping as much right now.
They look kind of nervous, Ian.
Yeah, they look
kind of nervous. Okay, so he's at 9. They need what? 17? So Chris needs 17 second half points to hit the over. We are actively preying on his downfall. And that's halftime.
7:42.
Yeah, under.
Yeah,
right.
I gotta check Giannis now.
All right, so yeah, so let's do a live check-in on all of our picks. So Ian's money line is looking good right now. Suns look like they just got control. Giannis is at what's Giannis's what's his line at right now? Where's he at?
He is at 17 points, 7 rebounds, so 24. Has to go under 51.5. So he's about halfway there, but I'll take it.
Yeah,
he's going to have to have a huge second half.
So where are we standing? Okay, so pre-game bets, Suns money line is obviously looking good for me, and my end of first quarter is looking good. What'd you say yours was, Donovan? Is the Chris Middleton? That's looking good. He needs what, 17 points?
Yeah, he needs 17 points to hit the over. He has 9 right now, shooting 3 of 8 from the field and 1 of 4 from 3. And the only 2 free throws he took were the last 2. So he wasn't even getting to the free throw line.
Right. And I believe
and he's in foul trouble.
I think we have a graphic up right now, and I believe those are pre-game odds, not live odds. But let's take a look at some live odds here as well, if we can. What do you need? What do you need for yours, Peter? How far ahead are you for your Giannis pick?
So he has to go under 51.5, but he's at 24. He has 17 points and 7 rebounds, no assists. So he'd need a big second half to hit the over on that. So I took the under. So
all 3 of us are looking just peachy right now at halftime.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Halftime odds right now. Suns are officially the betting favorite, my friends. At WinBet, Suns on the money line are minus 116. The Bucks are minus 105. It's almost a pick 'em, but Suns are technically favored. The over-under is 201.5. Underbettors are celebrating right now. It's on pace to go under the total by 19 points. Or 20 points. Is it 221 or 220? 221. So it's on pace to go under by 20 points. And I believe the last game went over by 20 points, didn't it?
What was the final? It was close to that. Gotta look up the final. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it was ended up being 222 or 242. So yeah, over by 20. That's crazy.
So there you have it, setting up for a good second half. Ben Heisler is going to join us here at some point, I think. So live money line right now, which I think is on the screen for us right now, is Suns minus 116, Bucks minus 105. Basically a pick 'em, but the difference that one quarter can make, considering it was as high as plus 500 when I first looked at it at the end of the first quarter for the Suns, and then it shot down almost immediately down to plus 425, which is where I got it at. And then it was down to like plus 375 by the time the second quarter started. But still, from plus 375, well, even if you go from the highest number, plus 500 down to minus 116 favor in the span of a quarter. That's pretty nutty.
That's crazy.
The Suns have scored them 31-13 in the second quarter. And I think WinBet has some live player props. I'm going to take a look at these here. What was it? Donovan got Chris Middleton at under what? Under 25 and a half points, and his live point total right now is 21 and a half.
Yeah, I believe he was under 25 and a half. That's what he had.
I wonder if they have yours is points, assists, and rebounds, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Giannis they don't have Giannis up for some reason. Bobby Portis, Donovan's guy.
Oh, they do. They Giannis is now 52 and a half. So the line moved up, which is not a good sign for me.
That's kind of surprising. I guess they're expecting him to have a big second half here.
Yeah. I mean, the thing for him to get 50, like he's either going to need to have like 30 and 20 or like I said, a 40-point game. 40-point game was the key for him hitting the over on that prop, but he's only had 3 40-point games in the entire postseason. So if he had 3 in the finals, he'd move into, so there's only 6 players all time that have scored 40 points in the finals more than twice. So Giannis could join that group in one NBA Finals, which would be remarkable if he scores 40 again tonight. That was part of the reason why I was like, I just don't see him getting another 40.
Oh, there's the ring. That's a very nice ring. Show it again there, Donovan. I think the live odds were on the screen.
So, yeah. So here's the replica championship ring that I bought when I was 13, and was a LeBron stan.
I love it. Pat Connaughton right now, minus 17.
That's bad. That is not good.
Not the best.
My goodness.
Devin Booker's actually minus 3.
He's been on the floor a lot. He was on the floor like that entire first quarter, so I can see that. But geez, Pat Connaughton minus 17. That is not good.
Yeah, minus 17 is not ideal. But your boy Bobby Portis plus 2. 10 points. Bobby Portis, second leading scorer in the Bucks right now.
I listen, I try to tell people as much as I can, don't trust Chris Middleton, trust Bobby Portis, and everything will be okay.
Bobby Portis has a live point total. Oh, no, that's not points. Trying to find out what his live point total is. Here it is. He has a live point total at WinBet right now of 13.5. It only needs 2 more baskets.
Ooh, that's intriguing. That's intriguing, but it's always tough with the role guys to see how much run they're really going to get.
Roll with Bobby, man. He's been hot. Keep him going.
I'm surprised WinBet has Giannis's point total at 35.5 right now.
That's crazy considering he has, well, no,
he has 17. Yeah.
He has 17. Yeah, so he's on pace for 34. So
the over is plus 110 though. So if you're really feeling Giannis to go off in the second half,
it's not a bad bet. How's Giannis been shooting right now? I mean, he's 6 for 10.
He needs to be more aggressive if they want to win.
5 for 6 from the line. Okay, Giannis.
Yeah, he was horrible from the line the last 2 games. See, this is where it gets you, man. This is why I got to just enjoy sports betting, because I was just like, you know what? He's been horrible from the line. He's got to score 40, and then he comes out and he's having his best game from the line of the series, and he's got me sweating this one out. It's going to be interesting down the stretch.
Yeah, I'm ready for Ben to get in here.
Someone just tweeted at me that they got the Suns live money line at plus 775 at one point.
What?
Wow.
What?
That's crazy.
Nuts. That's crazy.
Great. Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them. I'm happy for them. That's fantastic. Plus 775. Yeah, so
Scott Foster effect. Scott Foster watch. Do we think Chris Paul is going to get the first win?
I think so. I think so. I called it pregame. I'm riding with Ian on this Suns money line, but I just think that like eventually it has to stop. Like he can't keep getting away with this. Scott Foster can't keep doing it. Thank you. We're together. But like Scott, he can't keep doing this to Chris Paul. And I think the quote unquote law of averages, which I still remember from my 12th grade stats teacher, that he said that the law of averages is fake and does not exist, and it's just something that we say. However, I'm going to say it.
I was just going to say there's two opposite things. There's the law of averages, but then there's the gambler's fallacy as well, and they kind of contradict each other.
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is that Mr. Betrez from Heights High School told me that the law of averages was fake. So shout out Betrez, one of my favorite teachers of all time. If
you go by the fouls, whether or not Scott Foster's fixing this game, I mean, they're even. 8 fouls for the Bucks, 7 for the Suns. So far it's calling the game.
If this game was tied on a final possession and somebody drove to the rim on the Bucks and Scott Foster's whistle just happened to go.
Yep.
It would be fitting.
On Chris Paul taking the charge.
little charge block. They go to the replay center. Would be very fitting.
This is great. No, I think, man, if Giannis gets this, if he gets this title, and I've already seen a lot of this talk on Twitter, but I mean, he's gonna shoot up to basically number 2 all time in terms of power forwards. Like he has to jump Barkley. Obviously assuming that he finishes out his career with just like regular averages, but like he jumps Barkley, he jumps Malone. The ones that he has to compete with are really Kevin and Dirk. And so he has those two.
You think he passes KG and Dirk?
I don't know. I think that's an honest conversation. I think it's one that we can have. Dirk, maybe. I think he's a better player than Dirk.
Man, that's a. So let's see. Giannis would have 1 title.
But KG, 2 MVPs. He would have 1 title, which is the same as everyone else. He would have one more MVP than both of them. He would have more DPOYs. He's gonna finish with.
How many DPOYs does he have? Because KG had 1.
Does Giannis have 2, or does he have? Oh no, he has 1. He only has 1.
He has
DPOY.
1.
Right. Okay. Well, Dirk never has 1. He has another DPOY. He has 1 more MVP. He's probably going to finish his career with the same amount of all NBAs, maybe more All-Stars.
I could see him over Dirk maybe.
Right?
Dirk only had 12 all NBAs. He's a 14-time All-Star. KG is a little tough, man. 15-time All-Star. He was a Defensive Player of the Year. He was an All-Star Game MVP. He was an MVP. He's 12-time All-Defensive. 9-time All-NBA. I'd say the jury is still out. Like, I wouldn't just vault him over those guys yet. Like, they have a full resume, you know?
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, Giannis's stature would obviously be assuming that he finishes his career on whatever pace that he's on right now. But I just think that Giannis. Here's the thing: Giannis is 26 years old. He's so young. Like we have at least another 8 years of Giannis.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Someone just chimed in. Logan Reardon in the chat says, okay, I just joined, but someone said Giannis is already better than KG and Dirk. Eventually, probably, but not yet. Man, slow down.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, but he would have to be knocking on the door. You would think, and then you would say, we're just waiting for it. We're just waiting for him to finish out his career.
You have to assume he's going to play at least this well, or at least close to this level for the rest of his career, unless he suffers a major injury. But it's not often guys will be this good, 2-time MVP, about to win the NBA Finals, and then they just fall off a cliff and they're never good again. So,
yeah, I mean, I think it really depends. Like, I mean, you look at both KG and Dirk's resumes, like those guys were really, really good for the better part of 2 decades. Like, Giannis is 20. Exactly what you said. Giannis is 26. We cannot vault him into that category at 26. I think if he goes to another finals, or 4 years from now he wins another and he has another MVP and a couple more All NBAs and maybe another Defensive Player of the Year. Sure, then we can start having that argument. I think even if he gets this first title, like those other guys still have better resumes. It's just we're extrapolating what we think Giannis's career could be. But yeah. I wouldn't go as far to say that he's better. I think he has a chance. Dirk is the easier guy to pass in terms of like career accolades, but like KG, man, like KG's career accolades are going to be really, really tough to match. He has the 15 All-Stars, the 9 All-NBAs, and the 12 defensive teams are very, very impressive. Like that is 12 defensive teams does not come around often.
I know. And again, obviously we're just, extrapolating Giannis's career, but I think it's a very interesting conversation to have, moving forward. Also, did y'all see Dave Chappelle's at the game? Dave Chappelle, the greatest comedian of all time. Arguably, in my opinion, he is.
He's at the game. He lives somewhat close to Milwaukee, doesn't he? He lives
in Ohio, right, or something like that.
Ohio, yeah, that's right. Is that close to Milwaukee or Wisconsin?
Close enough. There's not much this close.
I don't know much about the Midwest. They don't teach us about the Midwest and Texas.
Well, I'm sure him traveling wouldn't be too big of a deal either. Yeah. Ohio's right below. Oh, no, it's not. Never mind. Are you guys placing any lines?
Oh, my God, Giannis.
Oh, it's already second half. I didn't even know it started. You guys didn't place any halftime bets, did you?
I did not.
I think
all right. I'm just riding that live Suns money line. I did.
Oh, they called that a goaltend. That was crazy. The only thing I thought about doing, but I just don't think he's going to end up scoring 36 points. I thought about hedging my Giannis the under and going with him to score over 35.5 points.
Well, there he goes with an and one.
But yeah, I probably should have. But at the same time, I feel like if he's going to get the 51.5, it may not be the points. He may like grab like 20 boards. I just felt like it was very risky to go with that as well. They have to give him the ball. I'd give him the ball every single time with the way Chris is shooting right now. Make them stop him. Like,
yeah, let me see. If I had to, let's see. I'm trying to look at the stuff right now in terms of player props. You got Devin Booker's player prop for his points is at 19.5 right now.
Oh.
And so I just want to say, for the record, if the Suns win this game and Devin keeps doing what he's doing, he missed a dunk.
Oh no. They foul him again?
Rejected by the rim.
What is Chris Paul doing? Why are you fouling there? You had everybody back. Oh, why? He didn't even get touched either. Oh, man. Just lay it in, Macau. Just lay it in.
I kind of want to live bet on the Bucks now. I don't like how this half is starting.
Oh, my God. That's killer.
It's okay. It's okay. That's his 1-3 of the game. He's gonna come down like 2 possessions from now, take another one, and just airball it.
Oh, okay though.
Nice pass. If Giannis scores 40 tonight, man, and he doesn't even have an assist. Like, that was part of what I was worried about, is if he just like had one of those random games where he had like 5-6 assists. Doesn't even have one, and I'm still sweating this thing.
Brook.
That's what we need. We just need Brook Lopez threes all night.
a couple of jab steps, and then he tosses up a contested three.
Brook Lopez.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. They've gone Drew on Devin this game, and Devin's been shut down, and CP3's had a good game.
Yeah. I'm actually okay. And then Devin makes it
you guys should just bet whatever I say. Bet the opposite.
I'm actually very concerned about the Suns' offense right now. It's looking very, very stagnant, and I'm not a fan of this. At least for the next, like quarter and a half.
Ben is about to join us, so we cut the graphic here while Ben joins us here for the rest of the game. So. I'm going to ask him what his bet is once we kind of get back to the stream here. I know what it is. He's going to be happy about it, but I'll let him kind of break it down here. He has to be feeling good about his bet so far. Once we get back to that.
Devin. Oh, okay. Man.
Devin, he's starting to heat up. I really feel like he just likes to listen to me just for motivation. Because the last 2 times I've trash talked Devin, he like instantly responds.
Yes, turnover. I like that.
Turnover.
Get this man out of the paint. Double him. Triple him. I don't care. Don't let him score.
Let me check. Let me check what these people are at right now.
Oh, nice play by Drew.
Oh no, Devin still only has 8 points.
Great play by Drew.
Yeah, I think now why I do want the Suns to win, and you need Devin. Did he just get ripped again?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Let's do this. My biggest pet peeve with Devin Booker hasn't even been with Booker. It's been with the coverage around Booker and everybody just calling him the next Kobe. Let's stop that because that's very disrespectful.
Yeah, can we just let players be players instead of always calling someone the next this and this and the next this person?
Well, I mean, there's
never going to be another Kobe.
I mean, it's not. I mean, that's true. It's not even as much as that though. And once again. Full transparency, Kobe's my favorite athlete ever. But don't you ever say that. That should never come out your mouth. This man is not him.
Can't he just be a good player and a good shooter without being the next Kobe? Can't he just be the Devin Booker?
Yeah, just to be the best version of Devin Booker. That's all he's got to be.
I mean, he tried to steal all Kobe's moves, which Kobe stole from Mike.
He might score 100 points in the second half. They're just going to let him walk to the rim.
That's the first thing I was about to say, is that it's not looking good for Peter right now. Let's see if these points.
I mean, I respect the Bucks. Get the ball to your best player, obviously. But, man.
Was that not a travel?
Suns are just...
Right now.
Watch this. This is a travel.
I missed that. I was on the live. Right now, the live line for Giannis points, rebounds, and assists is at WinBet. It is at 60.5.
Uh-oh, Peter.
With the over at -115. Did they just?
He's at 36. He's already at 36, man. He's got 10 points in this half already.
By the way, guys, Ben is joining us. Ben Heisler has joined us. Ben, thank you for joining us. I didn't talk about what your bet was at the start of the stream, so I think you're probably pretty happy about your bet right now, but why don't you talk about it for a few seconds?
Yeah, feeling pretty good. Sorry for the late opportunity to hop on, but both boys are asleep. I can finally focus in, do a little betting on the game. I took the under. WinBet had it for a while at 225.5, and certainly after that first quarter, I was feeling myself a little bit. The pace has picked up maybe a tad bit more, but I never want to feel completely secure. But 58-55. Yeah, exactly. But no, we talked about this, you guys, that the pace in Phoenix was a little bit more frenetic. They were scoring a little bit easier. Defense has been a combination of both good and just a lot of sloppy play, especially in the first quarter, that really just sort of has set us up really well for this.
Live total right now at WinBet's 203.5, Ben. So
I'll take it.
200, just tipped up to 204.
They can't stop Giannis.
You're in a good spot.
Giannis. This is crazy.
Peter's just dying over there.
This is crazy, man. He came out and he scored 12 straight points. This is nuts.
He's having a terrible night.
This is not going well.
The only good thing is that I said Bucks 4.5, minus 4.5. This is crazy, man.
It's okay.
Do something.
Okay. It'd be like that sometimes,
It was looking great. He had like 9 points like late in the second quarter, and then he just scored a bunch. Now oh my God.
Bucks back up to a 2.5 point favorite here, I think. Wait a second. This can't be right. Yeah, 3.5 point favorite right now. The Bucks are live. Ben, I don't know if you were watching the stream at all in the first half, but I started the game on Suns money line, and at the end of the first quarter, I live bet Suns money line at plus 425. And then the second
so you double
quarter,
down.
Yeah, to double down, the second quarter could not have gone better for me, but now I'm getting nervous again here now.
All right, so here's second half. So here's the real question for you, Ian. Is at what price would the Bucks have to be for you to try to take the other side, just to try to see if you want any sort of Bucks action? Like, how do you expect them to come back? If you've doubled down on Phoenix, I feel like your bet is made. Right. But is there any number that you'd take to be like, all right, I got to salvage something here with Milwaukee?
No. Well, what I was going to do is I was hoping the Suns were going to come out a little bit stronger here in the second half, and then hope to get the Bucks at plus money and then just at least hedge the live bet.
For sure.
Be able to get my chance to get my money back, but that didn't happen. So now I think at this point, I think I'm just kind of stuck.
So that live total right now on Win, I'm trying to find it at the moment. You said what I'm seeing is now up to Bucks 4.5. So it's climbed a little bit. Has that changed? At least for you guys?
You're seeing a 4.5. Is that on the WinBet app?
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. That was locked from before. I'm getting it updated now for live. Scratch that.
Yeah, I'm still seeing 3.5, and the total's at 205.5.
Got it. Yeah, it's fast because do you expect Phoenix to make that other run again with their bench, and then Chris Paul, especially in the second half? Like we talked about that too. I'm trying to remember which one of you guys wrote the article about Chris Paul over at BetSided.com, that Chris Paul was expected to play really well tonight, and that was with everything sort of stacked against him, right? The defense had changed. Drew Holiday had been playing him a lot better. It's another Scott Foster game, but yet the odds makers at Win were all about Paul getting an opportunity, and it was part of the reason why we were talking about his MVP odds going all the way back up to plus 650. If you jumped on that, even just for a little bit, assuming that the Suns can come back and win, you're looking at a really solid value bet the rest of the way.
Yeah, I wrote that story. I just think he was supposed to have a big game. He had a big game in Game 5. In 21 and 11. The Suns, if the Suns lose this game and they lose this series, they're gonna look back and just look at Game 5 and be like, we had opportunities to win, and we did the same thing we did in Game 4, and we choked it down the stretch. And they in theory, if the Suns could have closed better in both those games, we could have seen Suns in 5. They couldn't close in either one of those games, and now they're in a position where they might have to figure out how can we close in this game. And I wouldn't trust them. Like there's no way I would trust them.
You think
Jay Crowder.
Oh my. Jay Crowder experience. Oh my.
If Phoenix starts making some shots the way that they have been from mid-second quarter on, because I mean, at some point they're just going to start doubling up Giannis and forcing him to get it to other guys. So like, this feels advantageous. But right, it feels advantageous.
It's not going to happen, Peter. I'm looking at it right now, and his line is at 63.5.
Uh-oh. What was the bet, Peter? 55.5?
51, man.
51.5. Oh, jeez. It's not looking good for you, my friend.
I was fine with him getting 35 and 15. I was like, hey, 35 and 15? Go ahead, man.
Oh, my goodness. If he's making shots like that, it's a wrap on the night. If Giannis is making fadeaway jumpers, he's at 31 and 10 right now. He's at 41.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Peter. I think you lost this one.
Yeah. He can't give Paul that shot, though.
I mean, he walked in. He's walked in. He's got 14 points in the second half. I mean, he's not going to get worse in the fourth quarter. Like, they're going to go to him probably more with the game on the line.
Unless they just completely change their defensive coverage. Floater's been working tonight too, guys.
Yeah.
Monty, man. A lot of people were giving Monty Williams a lot of praise the last few games. I don't know.
Really? You've seen praise from Monty Williams over the last 3 games?
I'm saying like all season, everybody was loving Monty Williams, man. And they were loving him in the playoffs. But they got the Nuggets.
Brook
like
Lopez
the Lakers series, they got AD hurt. The Nuggets series, you didn't have Jamal Murray. Then the Clippers series, you didn't have to face Kawhi. They haven't adjusted at all. Like, they're just doing the same thing. It's the definition of insanity. They're just letting Giannis get downhill every single time. Like, at the beginning of the game, they were trapping the pick and roll, and now when Giannis has the ball, he's just going right to the rim. Like, that's literally the one thing you don't want him to do. That bet is gonna kill me, guys.
Stay strong.
I was counting my money for my son's money line bets here at halftime, and now it's not looking good.
By the way, Brook Lopez has had 3 times the amount of rebounds he had the last time we did a live stream.
He has 3 rebounds?
No, he has 6.
Oh.
Did he finish with 1 in game? Did he finish with 1 or 2 in game 4? I'm trying to remember. If it was 1, then he has 6 times the amount of rebounds. Oh,
no. That's a momentum shifter.
Oh, I thought Brook Lopez was going to step into that 3.
He thought about it.
This is Brook Lopez's time. What? Honestly.
What is happening? What is happening?
Basketball's a game of runs, I guess.
Once again, I think we're, and by we, I think Phoenix, I think we're forgetting that Middleton has 3 fouls. It's crazy to me how they haven't hunted him since he got that 3rd foul early in the second quarter, and they just haven't gone to him. They haven't put him in the action. They've just let him rest in the corner. That's so weird to me that you wouldn't force him to play defense.
All right, here's a little question for you guys. If you're Bud, does Giannis come out of this game?
No.
Not right now.
No, I'm saying rest of the game. Does he come out of the game?
No.
I'd say no too. I don't.
No.
I think he gets a minute or 2 breather to start the 4th.
Okay.
And maybe that's a mistake. We'll find out. But I will say they give him like a minute or 2.
The only reason why I say no is like, if they can hold this lead through the quarter, like, you don't even want to give the Suns a sniff of life. Like,
I'm
not disagreeing.
Yeah, I saw that, Ian. Saw that.
DeAndre Ayton has 4 fouls. That's not good.
Yeah. Frank Kaminsky time.
Giannis Giannis is hitting free throws too, which is also not good.
Oh, they're going small. Why?
Here's the real question, right?
Your district is frightening right now. That's too many people, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, so it's funny because Peter bet at points, assists, and rebounds at 51.5. Is Giannis going to get there with just points? Like, is he dropping 50 tonight?
Oh, he might.
No.
He might.
I don't think so.
He's at, where's he at? He's at 33 right now.
He's at 33, but
I said the only way he would make the prop is if he scored 40, and he's probably going to score 40.
He's definitely going to score 40.
He'll score 40. I don't know if he's getting 50 though.
If he plays the, what we think he's going to play, and
good rebound by Cam.
Take another one, Jay.
Let's go.
Has anyone scored 50 points in a NBA Finals clinching game before?
In a clinching game?
Jordan
That's a really good question.
In the game to win the NBA Finals.
That's a great question for Elias. I don't know.
I got you.
I don't think so. I feel like if somebody had, we would know.
Uh-oh.
Was that Bobby Portis? No.
No, I think it was Holiday.
No. The headband threw me off.
Is that another goaltend or a foul? Or both?
I think they're calling it, let's see. Oh, no, it's just the Holiday replay.
They are triple teaming Giannis, which I am 100% okay with. Let's let these other guys make shots.
Right.
They haven't done it all night. So if you want to turn it on in the last 15 minutes, so be it.
There is one person to score 50 points in a series clincher in NBA Finals history. If anybody wants to take a guess, I'll take.
Give me an error. Like, is it from 40 years ago? Because I won't get it if it's from 40 years ago.
It is pre-1970.
Oh.
Is it Wilt?
No.
Pre-1970?
Jerry West.
No. Jerry West did have a 50-point game in the finals, but it was in game 1 of the finals.
Was it Gervin?
No.
No. Is it
Kuzi? No.
Is it Havlicek? Sam Jones?
They beat the Celtics. That's the last hint.
I don't know if I can name any other players from back then.
I don't know.
Should we know this?
Maybe. Bob
Probably. Our boss was giving us a hard time that we would lose to our media competitor.
In Game 6 of the 1958 Finals in the series clincher, a 110-109 win over the Celtics.
I was never gonna get that.
No.
Who?
Although Bob Pettit.
Oh, Bob Pettit.
Our boss Brian was saying that we would get crushed in trivia by our Minute Media competitors.
I think that just
right. Yep.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if Mental Floss would have gotten Bob Pettit though.
Yeah, that's
You might have gotten that one wrong.
Bob Pettit, I never would have guessed Bob Pettit is the guy. I was thinking Jerry West along Ian's lines of he might be one of the guys. There's only 6 guys who scored 50 in a finals game ever. So
Bob Pettit also sounds like a left-handed baseball pitcher.
Yeah, I don't know.
But maybe because I'm thinking of Andy Pettit.
Andy Pettit.
Yeah,
Bob Cousy's overrated. Like just for what it's worth.
You're giving out Bob Cousy's overrated takes.
for what it's worth. If we're in that era, Bob Cousy's
that entire era is overrated.
Like
you guys are gonna really upset the boomers in our live stream tonight.
Yeah, it's just like every time, and so listen, I'm a James Harden hater. I kind of like to hate on James Harden, but every time that he has like a bad playoff game, or anybody has just like a trash playoff game, they're like nobody's ever shot this bad while taking so many attempts since so and so did it. And it's always Bob Cousy. Bob Cousy is always the last person to have that bad of a game. And I'm out. Like I'm out on Bob Cousy. I'm not a big Bob Cousy guy.
We need someone on YouTube to make like a Bob Cousy like YouTube highlights video and just shoot it over to Donovan's way.
Oh.
At DSmooth3D, give him all the Bob Cousy highlights.
Please don't. I just it's just like
Shout out Bob Cousy, he's still alive, 92 years old.
Oh, really?
Good genes.
Good for him.
Yeah, he just logged off the live stream. He's like, I'm done.
Yeah, Bob Cousy was tuned in.
He's like, I didn't come here for this shade. I'm out.
Cousy
third
wants
overall
Donovan
pick
to play one-on-one for most overrated player.
Right,
third overall pick in the 1950 draft. He's a Holy Cross legend.
1950. Jesus.
All right.
I'm not gonna lose my job on the second show.
we were talking about Coach K on the first one, and I almost did. So I'm right there with you.
Yeah, let's stay employed tonight. That's the goal tonight. Is to stay employed.
We got big meetings tomorrow.
The live total is starting to creep back up here. It's all the way back up to 211.5. That would be an absolute heartbreaker to lose an under on this game after how the first half went.
Yeah, I mean, do you see it possibly going into OT? Because that's
right.
I just think fourth quarter you're going to have a lot more isolation possessions unless the guys start turning it over again. Just leads to a lot of fast breaks. Fourth quarter pace usually slows down. So
fourth quarter might just be the Suns might just decide not to guard Giannis and just say we'll take twos and trade him for threes and we'll make sure Pete loses his bet. That's also very possible.
So live odds right now: Bucks minus 3.5 to over under 211. Suns plus 160 on the money line.
Triple down on the Suns, Ian?
Yeah, I thought about it there for a split second.
The man is moving to New York from is it Halifax, Nova Scotia? Which one? That's
right.
Both of them?
Halifax is in Nova Scotia. So
Halifax is in Nova Scotia. Yeah, we want Ian to have some leftover cash by the time he moves to the Big Apple.
Yeah, I need some money to make the move.
Yeah,
he can have more if he just.
there's the mind of a gambler right there.
We're
the guy with the Arkansas jersey.
So he can.
That guy's wearing a Bobby Portis Arkansas jersey in the Deer
District.
That's a real
fan.
Is that
Donovan?
I didn't know you were in the Deer.
Yeah. I couldn't go, so I gave him my jersey.
Yeah, that's nice.
We're going to be a week one of the NFL season. I'm going to ask Ian if he doubled down on Suns money line again for the night. You know, who the Suns got tonight?
Yeah.
Oh man.
This is.
I mean, this is just we're just going to hand the layups every possession.
Crazy.
Oh God, this is tough.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Ian.
Monty's sticking with his rotations. You guys, campaign is in the ball game. I don't love this from Monty either. Like, play this like your back is against the wall. Campaign did have a good first half though, but like
nobody's missing.
Come on, let's slow this down a little bit.
Live under. What are we looking at right now?
Could be. Still at 211.5.
Still 211.5. If it creeps up to like 216.5, then maybe I'd consider jumping. But I mean, like that's already in the bank.
Unless it goes OT, Ben. That's the only thing.
Unless it goes OT, you're 100% right.
But then again, OT could also just be like slug it out possessions, and you only get a couple buckets anyway. Like.
There's no way to lose. There's no worse way to lose a bet than an under when it loses in overtime. Because like in theory, you won the bet. The game was over, and then you lose it.
And they always say life's too short to bet the under.
Yeah.
And betting unders and then having going into overtime will make your life shorter.
Yes, exactly. That's a proven fact.
That was an awful possession for Cam. He needed that layup.
Is that a foul or?
Yeah. Boss man can't hold him.
Why are we playing one-on-one, man? Like, why are they having Jay Crowder guard him one-on-one?
Here, should we? You guys want to do a personal live bet? If I set Giannis's point total for the rest of the game, because and maybe for whatever reason my phone is having some issues, so I can't get the live odds to load. But if you were setting Giannis point total at 49.5 for the rest of the game, would you go over or under that?
I'm taking the over.
You're taking over?
50.
Under.
I'm taking the over.
Okay, he's at 37 right now, 38?
He's about to get to 30.
37. He's at 37 right now.
Okay.
Yeah, he's about to get to 38.
He hasn't missed a free throw. This is nuts.
I'm taking the over. He's gonna have 50. And also, Ian, just to bring it back, if Giannis scores 50 in a series clinching game, the legacy boost that he's going to get from this is insane.
That's true.
It's insane. Do you guys remember, like, on Madden, like in Madden, if you do your franchise, like if you win a Super Bowl, you move up the legacy board? He's getting like plus 500 for this. It's insane.
What year was Bobby? Was it Bobby Portis? I'm gonna tweet this stat out. What year was it, Peter? Do you still have it up?
Bob Pettit. I was in the process of tweeting the Bob Pettit thing. Yeah, one player is.
You looked it up. I'll give it to you.
Or more points in the NBA Finals. In NBA Finals history, it's Bob Pettit in 1958.
Yeah.
Good for Bobby P.
Oh my goodness. He's going to score 50 and it's going to break his heart when they lose.
I mean, now he knows how Devin Booker's felt the last couple games. Get it to Cam.
Oh, wow. No.
Are we losing all of our Bucks fans on the stream right now? It's very evident what side a handful of us are on.
Oh my!
I mean,
gosh.
I'm rooting for a game 7 because I hedged my son's futures bet, and then an under in tonight's game.
Yeah,
and with my guy Ian doubling down on the Suns.
Yeah. Yeah. No offense to Bucks fans, I'm sorry, but I got to cheer for my money. And a game 7.
Good.
I think any better would understand.
Have Giannis take 3.
Oh, good luck. Oh,
Frank Kaminsky.
Let's go, Frank.
I cannot believe Frank is actually being productive.
Frank was at Wisconsin when my brother was there. And so when I wasn't rooting for Indiana, it was hard not to root for Frank and the Badgers.
Oh, they stole it.
Cam.
Tie game?
Oh, I didn't know the whistle was blown. I thought that was a real shot he just put
Neither did Bobby Portis.
Whoa.
What else is new?
I hope the Bob Pettit Hive gets to see my tweet. They'll be very happy that he's getting a shout out in the year 2021.
Let me tell you something. Bob Pettit Hive is not on Twitter.
Yeah. You guys have never found the Bob Pettit corner of Twitter? It's wild, man. They're passionate.
Just all those old times Hawks fans, you know? We don't need John Collins. Back in Bob Pettit's day.
Preacher, John Collins.
He's about to outscore his whole team.
Yep.
If they lose this game, if I'm Giannis, I'm punching everybody.
Bob Pettit, LSU legend.
Like, he's about to give hopefully tonight, like if they lose, we get a Giannis version of the LeBron meme.
That would be interesting.
Oh, they called a foul on that? I thought they got a ball.
This game is fun. This is a great game.
It's gotten a lot better since the first quarter ended.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, we remember how to play basketball again. You know what, too? Like, straight up, that's good defense by Portis. I know he got called for the foul, but that's good defense from your guy, Donovan.
Yeah, he gets...
Booker leads in with
an offensive foul.
Yeah, because Booker leaned in with the left.
Yeah.
Scott Foster changing his ways.
He clears him with the elbow at first, gets more space when he gets close to the baseline. That's offensive foul.
Hey, since we were talking about overtime, right now on WinBet, will there be overtime as a live prop you can make? No is minus 1,500. Yes is plus 900.
I actually kind of like that. Not 9-1. No, I wouldn't mind taking a shot at that. It's going to be a tie game, looking like
It's going to be a tie game likely going into the end of the third. We'll see what happens on this possession.
He didn't get it off. It doesn't matter. Yeah. All right, so we're at 77-77. All tied up. If we're looking at the
third for Giannis, man.
The live point total is at 210.5. Going into the fourth. How are we feeling about that?
I think it goes under still. 210?
210.
Right now,
210.5.
159, I think, if my math's right. Is what it's sitting at right now. 77 plus 77 is 154.
154.
That's what I was like. You got a 9. It said.
Yeah, I caught myself.
I'd go probably. Under. You go over?
I'd go
over
under
210.5, or you go under? Yeah, I mean,
I'm going under.
Risk of overtime.
I'm going under.
All right, as long as Giannis doesn't score more than 4 points, doesn't have more than 4 points, rebounds, and assists in this quarter.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that'll happen.
We're in play here, man. We're in play.
So the Bucks, we're looking at the live odds are up on the stream here right now. So the Bucks are minus 1.5. So it's close to a pick 'em on the money line. Bucks minus 140. I guess it's not. Yeah, it's a little bit further away. But Suns plus 115.
Will you remind me what your best bet was for the game tonight? Because we were talking about the three of ours.
Yeah, I took the under on Chris Middleton's points. His line was at 25.5.
So that's looking great because his live line is 17.5.
That's fantastic.
He's only got 11 right now.
Yeah, he has 11 points, 4 of 9 from the field. He's gonna have to go off and score 15 in the fourth, and that's not
better him than Giannis.
Better him than Giannis. No sir. Listen, that what you just said before, it sounded like two things. It sounded like me whenever my fantasy team is just like done, and I'm like, okay, if all three of these people, right, if they fumble on the first 4 possessions, I can get back into this game.
Yeah, going into Monday Night Football, I need Saquon Barkley to fumble and then get hurt. I need him to get minus 2 points tonight, and I can win.
All right, I just looked on Win. The live total for Giannis points, 46.5. So
I'm taking over.
Minus 130 on the over. So heavy juice on the over. So bettors are siding with you, man.
Yeah. He's at 37 right now.
Mm-hmm. With a lot of possessions going through, unless like you think Middleton is going to jack up more shots in the fourth, which has also been a
quarter is Chris Middleton time. It's closing time. Chris time.
Stop it. I'm being fair, and like I'm not even saying this just because like I made this bet. I truly don't believe in Chris Middleton as like a legitimate and consistent second star. I see him kind of as in the same vein that I see Paul George, where you like obviously he's a great player. He can do all these things, but from game to game to game to close out a series, I need 3 straight games from him where he's going to look good, and he's not, and that just hasn't happened. So like. I also think that's crazy. And think about all the playoff series that the Bucks have been in over the last couple of years, and he's never scored 26 in 3 straight games. And the only time that he did it, Giannis was out for 2 of them. I think that's insane. That Chris has been the number 2 option for this team and the number 1 jump shooter for this team for years, and that's never happened.
Live point total for Middleton right now is 17.5. And he's got 11.
Yeah.
I might have to,
I almost don't hit the over. Yeah.
I would take the over on that, but I would still. I still don't think he's getting to 26.
Frank Kaminsky. Oh. That looked like he was playing against that Kentucky team in the Final Four again. Oh man.
What a unbelievable win that was.
Yeah, those.
I had Wisconsin over Kentucky in my bracket that year too.
Oh, Ben, I fall into the trap of picking Kentucky to win it all every year, and I get disappointed every year.
Yeah, you and the rest of Big Blue Nation.
The only year it was good is when I took them to go. I think I picked them to. No, I think I picked them to win it all when they were the 8 seed. I was like, no, this team's good, and they
that was
went
the year
to the
that
final.
they beat Wichita State, right? And Wichita State 1 seed.
Oh,
yep. Tough. I might not have picked them to win it all. I definitely had them in the Final Four. I remember that, and I was like so hyped.
Oh, look at the
that they went that far.
Look at the wraparound. Look at Kaminsky being helpful.
Stay on the bench, Jalen Smith. Frank Kaminsky's got this.
Being helpful.
Exactly. You talking all that mess, saying that the Suns messed up. They needed Jalen Smith. That they needed some 19-year-old to come in and help them win an NBA championship. There's nothing Jalen Smith can do.
They most definitely did.
Easy of the night.
So yeah, we did. We just got our first appearance from. Oh, is that Drew Holiday? Also,
big shot, Drew.
Crazy. Up until that point, Drew was 3 of 16.
The Druth.
That's tough. They call a foul? What do they call?
Yeah,
they called an and one. And here goes Chris Paul gaining back his finals MVP status.
Mama, there goes that man.
Love it.
The best Mark Jackson impression, which wasn't good.
Yeah, it's all right.
That's what he goes to break with all the time.
Oh yeah.
That's not even the. It's not even
Ben, with all due respect, that was
thank you.
average Mark Jackson.
It was a very below average. I do some good impressions. That Mark Jackson is not one of them.
That's the most iconic Mark Jackson moment, whether you like it or not.
With all due respect.
With all due respect.
Oh
yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Getting chippy.
I would pay to see that fight.
Giannis came off the bench. Throw him out. He's done.
Can you imagine?
That would be the Scott Foster. That would be the Scott Foster experience.
That's a Joey Crawford move. Joey Crawford would 100% do that.
If the roles were reversed and it was like CP3, I could see Scott Foster tossing CP3 and then laughing while he tosses him out of the game.
Might be. Like the good news about the NBA is that Scott Foster and Paul have a history and there's clearly beef there, but like there's some umpires in Major League Baseball that would absolutely do that.
Oh yeah. Umpires are the worst.
Angel Hernandez.
Of all sports referees, MLB umpires are the worst.
Yeah, no, they've still fully embraced that people are there to see them.
Yeah.
How much do umpires get paid?
Gotta be a lot.
They do pretty well. I mean, it's a long tenure job. Like if you become a Major League Baseball umpire, like you're not going anywhere for a long time.
Yeah.
Like because there's also like very little accountability. Like your accountability is like you may not get a World Series game if you suck all year.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited for the day when we'll get the robot umps.
You think? No. I don't know if I want robot umps, man.
That would be terrible.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I don't know.
For strikes and balls, definitely.
That would be awful.
How would it be awful?
I feel like you need the human element of the game.
You have humans playing.
Yeah, but then you have replay. Like I don't know.
There would be no more need for replay.
If you throw a strike, it should be a strike. It shouldn't be up to some random person's eyeballs whether or not it's a strike. Strike is a strike.
Guys, there's not an official strike zone.
There is an official strike zone. The problem is that players have just adjusted to how umpires call the games. Like there's metrics on umpires that a lot of like pro bettors will use that indicate whether or not it's going to be like more of a pitcher's duel or whether a guy has a larger strike zone, more pitcher friendly, or calls them a little bit more inside for hitters. Like umpire bias is a legitimate thing.
It's the only sport where handicappers like legitimately like professional ones will look at who's umpiring. They don't look at the refs in NHL.
Other than Skip Foster in games 3 and 6. Yeah. Right. I don't know. I'd be surprised that I would think they would do it for basketball too, especially in light of like what happened with the Tim Donaghy thing.
Yeah, maybe they do.
They should not do it for basketball.
How could you do that for basketball though?
It's already no.
Yeah, you can't. Baseball lends itself to a robotic strike zone. If you want to have umpires on the other bases and then have, the guy that's supposed to be the home plate umpire, with a monitor, so you have at the game, that's fine. Like just sort of like a checks and balances type thing. But there's no need for an umpire to be calling balls and strikes anymore.
With all due respect, I disagree.
I disagree as well. I think that's one of those situations where, like, refereeing, you just got to live with it, and you just got to know what's what. So, what did Chris Paul do? Also,
did they call it on Cam? Because Cam stripped him pretty clean.
I think so. Also, the what's it called? The play that Chris Paul made at the end of Game 5, insanely dirty, and that's actually egregious. What he did.
I don't know if he intentionally tried to push him. I think he turned to try and stop the alley-oop, and just Giannis reckless. Was already in the air. It was a reckless move. Like he could have hurt him, but I don't think he turned around and he was like, "I'm gonna shove him because I don't because I'm pissed." Like, I think he just genuinely was like, I need to break up this play. And then when he turned around, Giannis was already in the air.
What is this? What is this? We in high school? Is this full court press? What are we doing?
Middleton is 15.5 right now. Oh, hammer that over. Although
do it, Ben.
It's minus 160.
Oh yeah, that's a little tough.
By the way, at halftime, Donovan, we brought up Bobby Portis Jr.'s live point total was 13.5, and he hit it already.
He's the GOAT.
Another Giannis rebound. Oh, man.
Yeah. Peter, I think your bet's...
The GOAT of what?
Bobby Portis? Just the GOAT. Of what? The GOAT of everything.
He's just the best. He's just the best. He can do no wrong. Look at this. Look at the pressure.
Yeah.
He's staying with him defensively.
What is Book doing?
Made him give up the ball. What are you doing, Devin?
Oh my God.
Again.
Oh. Imagine if Jay Crowder hit that.
God. Needed that. Chris, you're trash.
Come on! Oh my God! Box this man out.
I shouldn't have said it. That was me. But I'm pretty sure you're trash.
I think that's it for you, my friend.
That's tough. The Suns just didn't want to play defense in the second half on him. That's fine. Okay.
Not that in. I really hope that when I'm 34, 35, I can just dominate pickup basketball with the mid-range jumper like Chris Paul. I really hope I can get that in my life.
I mean, that's every day I'm out here dominating with the mid-range, 33 years old. I'm just kidding.
Is that 5 on Ayton? That's 5 on Ayton.
Bring back the tank.
Is Frank plus right now? Is he plus minus in his minute or plus in his minutes right now?
Kaminsky is. I have the stats page up. Yeah, he's +2.
Ayton is minus.
He is 12 of 13.
I can't believe Ayton only has 5 rebounds.
He can't miss a free throw, Donovan. This is like everything I picked against happening. He was just like, I'm going to do it this game.
Legacy game.
This is crazy. He can't miss. Bridge titles, legacy games. It's all coming to fruition.
By the way, the two of the guys that had some of the best plus minuses over the course of this series have been terrible today. Pat Connaughton is minus 22. Mikal Bridges is minus 15. And then both those guys have been fairly constant over the course of the playoffs. It's just like giving quality minuses.
Wow.
Good for Giannis, man.
I'm just shocked. This is insane. He's 14 of 15 from the line.
Give me game 7, man. Give me game 7.
He's gonna hit 50. Boss man, knock that in. Over Bobby. You suck. Oh my goodness. Jay Crowder's awful.
He's already celebrating.
Oh my goodness.
How has Portis not been memed to death already? Like his whole demeanor sets up so well for a meme.
You're so bad. He got attacked.
Oh my wow! God. Suns are the best free throw shooting team coming into the playoffs, and in Milwaukee they have not shot free throws well at all.
He was laughing at him. Oh, he deserved that. He deserved that. Guys, Bobby Portis might be a champion tonight. Like, I'm about to be so happy.
Is Bobby Portis their second leading scorer right now?
Yep. Yes. Why? Because Chris Middleton is a scrub. He's a fraud. Why? Because Drew Holiday is a fraud. Pat Connaughton, fraud.
Drew Holiday is about to have a triple-double.
Oh, that's bad.
He's shooting 4 for 17, Ben. He's a fraud.
They're not in this series without Drew Holiday.
The fix is in Scott Foster.
If the Bucks win tonight, years down the road, we need to remember this is the Bobby Portis game.
No, don't worry. Every day at work, Donovan will remind us that it was the Bobby Portis game.
This will be remembered as Giannis became the second player ever to drop 50 in a series clinching game in the finals.
Man.
You guys are on that train. It's not happening.
I've been on it. If he keeps making free throws like this and they can't guard him,
Giannis can't guard him. Bet I'll get my 50. I'll get 50 just scoring it.
If they can't guard him, right, and the Suns come down and make a couple buckets and keep it within striking range, he's gonna have 50.
He's all right. So he's got 42, 43.
He's got 42.
40, then it'll be 43 if he makes the shot.
I don't think
like it's very much within the realm of possibility, and you were right to hammer the over and hammer it when it was at 46.5.
Is Giannis just all of a sudden the greatest free throw shooter of all time, or what?
Ooh, this is nuts.
What is
he
made
like?
Oh
more
my God,
free throws
that's unbelievable.
He's 16 for 17.
Turned into Mark Price.
All right, come on, Suns. I need y'all to dig deep.
Like, what are these shots? This is what I'm talking about.
Oh, is that a foul?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Monty did. They've done the same thing at the end of games for 3 straight games. They've just gone like isolation. Like, why is Chris Paul
isolation
calling out Giannis? Like, why are we going after Giannis?
Because right now Booker
he's not shifty
can't
like that.
Because Booker can't get by Bobby Portis, so they have to give it to Chris Paul.
I know. I'm
why
so
happy.
Why are you trying
I'm so happy right now?
Oh, this is bad.
And you don't have Ayton inside, so like, listen, the game is going to go through Chris Paul, regardless of whether you want it to or not.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying, why are you seeking out Giannis's man in the pick and roll? Like, that's the last guy I want to like go after. Like,
I don't know who else they can go to though. Like, if Giannis is on Paul or if he switches on to Paul, if Paul thinks he can get his own shot in the mid range, he's going to take it because right now Booker can't get by Portis and they don't have any height.
Oh, no, I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is, you go to run the pick and roll. Like if Giannis is on, I didn't see who he was on that possession, but like if Pat Connaughton's on Mikal Bridges, like that's who I'm pick and rolling. I'm trying to get Chris Paul switched on Pat Connaughton.
For sure.
Like I don't want to switch him on Giannis. Like I don't care how good Chris Paul is in the mid range. Like that's the last guy you want him to shoot over.
Oh, but that part I understand.
That's all I'm saying. I agree with you that it should run through CP3. I'm just saying that, like, oh my God. Dude, just let him get so many easy buckets, man.
Ian, listen, I'm sorry. Listen, I know I was on the Suns money line. That's not the point of tonight. Tonight is a coronation for Bobby Portis. I don't think I've been this happy for anybody to win a championship since JaVale McGee won in 2017. I am so happy right now that Bobby's gonna get a ring.
Oh, these are
that one in.
That's
a terrible shot.
Their end of game.
That's what they're doing. The whole right. They're all mid-range, fading way the hell back.
I've hated this game plan. They didn't adjust. They were just like, oh, it's gonna work. Like,
but Milwaukee, like, it makes sense for.
Oh, jeez.
They can't stop him. Fair. He's getting 50.
That's not fair. That's 45.
So he already has.
He turned the ball over
again. Good night.
Oh wow. Honestly, also, I know we're on the stream. Once it gets down to like 1 minute, I might just have to mute you guys and just like hear the Bucks fans. Like I always like, that's one of my favorite things is to just like hear the crowd on the verge of a championship. It's a very beautiful thing to watch.
Well, they're going to be quiet because the Suns are making this comeback.
Offensive. Down 6.
They can feel it.
Yeah, you guys might have to go on mute. This is beautiful.
Bucks minus 4.5.
The Deer District loves it.
The Giannis Grove.
Oh, I was feeling so good about my Suns money line bets too. Oh,
30 points have been scored in the fourth far after a 65-point third quarter. So
take a quick look at the live odds here. What do we got?
Oh, Pat Connaughton with a rebound.
Two great plays by Pat Connaughton.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Bucks minus 4.5, over under 208.5.
This is fantastic. I love the end of this game. If y'all don't go, somebody is open. You are doubling.
Wow. They're making shots. The Suns should not be in this game right now with some of the shots they've been taking in the fourth, but they are.
Their late game execution is horrible.
All right, so here's the real question here. You got 4:50 to go. Milwaukee's at 490. Which coach do you actually – is it about which coach makes actual final fourth quarter adjustments or which stars are going to take over?
Which stars take over?
It's a combination,
that's what I think too.
Though. It's a combination.
I don't think so.
It's a combination. Yes, you need Chris Paul and Devin Booker to take over, but like if you're Monty Williams, like we've watched the same thing happen the last 2-3 games. Like we couldn't figure it out in the fourth quarter. Like I'm not saying you say, okay, we're not going to give the ball to Chris Paul anymore, but try and scheme something else. Either change the line, something. Like this is the same thing that happened. The Suns were up, and then they can't figure out how to score a bucket in the fourth quarter because they can't run these ISO mid-range jumpers every time because the Bucks are guarding it. I don't know. I'm like, I don't think it's all on the coach. Like it comes down to Giannis has been the best player in the series, been the best player in the game, but like they are losing the game the same way. They turn the ball over and they take terrible shots late in the game every time. Like it's just not.
I understand that, right? But here's the thing: you have a guy on the other side who's scoring 50 tonight, right? Or is going to get it as close to 50 as possible, right? You have that on the other side, and there's nobody on your team who can guard him. And so the only thing that you can do is just double and put all your resources, hope everybody else misses. We've seen twice today. We saw Chris Paul turn the ball over and could have made a 2-point game a minute ago. And earlier, Devin turned the ball over on that Cam Johnson leak out. They're missing easy points, right? Listen, I know that and you guys are saying like that they shouldn't be in this game, that they've missed and that they're taking bad shots. yes. And although these bad shots have gone in, they've missed so many easy opportunities. Like Devin missed a layup, Chris has missed a layup. They've turned the ball over on leak outs. This is for me, I just see that as like, the game playing out. But you need Devin to make shots and you need Chris to make shots. And that's it. Because on the other side, you have somebody who doesn't have to take shots. He's taking layups. He's taking dunks.
Yeah, I think that's a combination of coaching, though. Either they can't be single guarding Giannis with Jay Crowder like they were in the third.
You're one-on-one. You're one-on-one. And you're Chris Paul.
There's got to be a better way to scheme Chris and Devin open than coming down every time, setting a pick and roll, and just getting them switched on Giannis or whoever it is. Like, there's got to be something else. There's got to be some kind of other action. You hit all these threes you've hit in this series. Like, use your shooters to your advantage. Make them make a decision between, do we guard Mikal Bridges in the corner, or do we guard Chris, or do we trap the screen on Chris Paul? And, like, if that's what they want to do, then Mikal Bridges has to step up and make a three. But, like, it just deciding every time down that they're going to run pick and roll, and then Chris and Devin are going to pull it back out to the 3-point line and just try and go one-on-one and make a mid-range jump shot. Like, it hasn't worked. So, like, I don't know why they keep doing it. And that's part.
I get it. I understand.
They're fired up.
Part of their problem is they didn't play that many close games in the other round, so they didn't have to deal with this.
Well, the other thing too is that, like, the first two games of the series, like, Milwaukee didn't know how to guard them on pick and roll, and like they used a ton of Brook Lopez. Like, they give Milwaukee credit for like making a lot of adjustments on what Phoenix does well, which is get to the mid range and get open shots off of pick and roll, and they've made those adjustments and Phoenix hasn't.
Yeah,
but they're still in the game, and they're still going with what they. Line is still Bucks 4.5, over under 208.5.
Goodness.
Going into Chris that shot. Yeah, that over would have hit too.
And look, this is another thing, Devin. You got to stop somebody. You got to stop somebody. Listen, I know you're not all NBA defense. I know that's normally not you. You got Chris Middleton's having a terrible game.
Oh my God! I mean, this is pathetic.
Again, he's turning the ball over. They've had a chance in the last two games to win the game. They've had chances, I know what you're saying about Monty and about these adjustments, but they've been in the game with the ball, with a chance to take the lead in the final minute.
No doubt.
And Chris has turned the ball over, and Devin has turned the ball over, and here they go again, turning the ball over.
Suns are plus 9 right now at WinBet, plus 5.
Plus what?
Not plus 900 money line.
Okay.
Live and playing plus 5.5 with the spread.
Triple down.
Ian, you tripling down?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
See,
you gotta hit that.
He just missed 8. No, but just put it up. Oh, DeAndre.
Game.
DA. Yeah.
It depends what's happening here. He knocks it in. Yeah, this is game.
Last player to score 55 points in the NBA Finals game. Michael Jordan against
the Phoenix Suns.
The Phoenix Suns.
What was that, game 4?
Yeah.
Mike had 55. Barkley had the triple double.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
gotta hit this, Chris.
Board
and 1.
That's big.
They didn't call a foul.
They didn't call a foul. Oh wait, hold on. It's
timeout.
They didn't call a foul.
Well, yeah, we're gonna have to see that again. I'm not sure what Middleton's upset about. DeAndre. Yeah, that's all right. It's a good call.
Okay. Yeah, it's a 6-point game. They are going to have all the opportunities in the world to win this game. And whether or not they get it done has absolutely nothing to do with Monty Williams. It has nothing to do with him. It is all about whether or not Chris Paul is going to turn the ball over and Devin Booker is going to turn the ball over. You see right there, Chris actually, and I know Ayton missed a shot. Chris missed the pass. He missed the first pass. Ayton was open on the first slip, and Paul missed it. You got to be aware, like Chris, he's that guy. He's the pick and roll master. You have to be able to see the slip right there. I don't want to hear anything about Monty coaching. Man. They've been in a position to win the game with like 10 seconds to go, and they turn the ball over because they're being dumb.
You guys, live bet update. I just middled the total. I have under 222.5. I'm going to try and middle it over 206.5.
I like it. I like it. I love a good middle.
Because I think free throws.
Yeah.
And both teams have been making them, especially Giannis. So I think that pushes it over the 206.5. So might have just second they come and we evened up a little bit from that under. But let's go for a middle here.
If you have a shot at the middle, you got to take it.
Yeah, I think so. Just especially with how we're going to see some calls down the stretch, I think.
I will say I'm feeling good about my 108-103 prediction for the final. It's definitely in play.
Very much in play. Yes, sir.
Also, I don't know. I'm in shock right now that Giannis is 15 to 16 from the free throw line. Like this is
better than that, isn't he?
16 of 17, I think.
You guys remember what he opened up at for finals odds going into the series? Because I think it was plus 450 because nobody knew if he was going to play.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And we were writing articles after game 2 that Giannis could be, the first player since I'm trying to remember who it was to
Jerry West.
Since Jerry West to win the MVP on the losing team.
Right. Yeah.
He's been an unbelievable value.
Man.
I mean,
how things can change.
They need 2 stops in a row. The Suns. They need 2 stops, 2 buckets. You can't trade baskets.
And they might get it. And they might get it. Nope.
Wow.
God, man, give this man the Finals MVP.
49 points.
I mean, wow.
The all-time.
Donovan, I was wrong. You're smart. I'm dumb. What's Gilmore?
Go up.
Oh, Jay
Crowder. That's
this
they needed
this
that.
is not going to end well. Wow. This actually sucks. I'm actually hurt for Chris Paul because they are going to call him Doc Rivers for the rest of his career. They're going to call him a choker for the rest of his career.
I mean, exactly
like
what you said, though. He was horrible down the stretch of these games. Bobby, ice.
Imagine if Bobby hit that. All right, you got to score here, boys.
It's about time you go. That's the first time since the second quarter they attacked Middleton. It's about time. Book, you gonna get cooked again?
That way.
Middleton.
Oh, my.
He's saving. Why did I tell y'all?
I mean, I found the ball. Why just give the ball to Giannis?
He's a seller.
Like, I don't care who. This man can't be stopped tonight.
So if Giannis scores one more basket and the Bucks win, it's the most points ever in an NBA Finals clinching game.
Yeah. You pass Bob Pettit.
Oh, this is cookies all day. Mikhail, you're going to have to take something.
Someone's going to have to shoot.
This is on Jay Crowder to save the Suns.
Oh, Mikhail, that's a big play.
That and one?
Big play.
No, did they call the foul on the Crowder shot? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Bob, you should say that's not a foul. No, bro, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a foul.
That's very much a foul.
Bob, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Bobby.
By the way, Bob Pettit, Bobby Portis, BP. Just saying.
Is there something?
Boy.
Is there something there? You might be onto something, Ben.
Just tweeted that out earlier today.
Suns could really use another guy who could create. Like outside of Devin and CP3, they just don't have anybody else on the floor who can like put the ball in their hands.
They need Jalen Smith.
Imagine if they had taken Tyrese Halliburton at 10. Wow. Oh, what a team.
4-point game. It's not over.
Oh.
Imagine if they had that actually would be a crazy pick. They had Halliburton. Wow.
All right, here we go.
Campaign Hive would probably be dead, but my goodness.
All right. You got me sitting on the edge of my seat. Come on, Drew. Go ahead and sell.
I just give the ball to Giannis, get out of the way.
Oh, what do you... Wow.
Man. This dude, Middleton.
Closer.
That's another over on a player prop that we had talked about in games.
Is the closer.
Middleton.
Now he wants to do this. Listen, it's okay. My 25.5 line is secured, so I'm okay. But I'm good. I won tonight. However, that is not what I needed, though.
Damn.
This is awful. This is awful. But hey, Bobby Portis is going to get the ring. I'm happy. Giannis is. This is actually crazy. Like I'm actually very, very surprised. And nobody else came to play today. And Giannis just said, I got it. I can do it.
Yep, and Bobby Portis is still second leading scorer right now with 16.
He's the GOAT, man. He's the best Robin of all time.
With a messed up leg. Like it's difficult for me to forget that with Giannis.
Yeah, his leg was backwards.
It makes no sense.
He might be a robot. Have we considered that fact?
It's really impressive. He should umpire a Major League Baseball game.
Well done.
I always love a good callback. That was great.
That was.
I have two Giannis jerseys that I bought when my wife and I went in Greece, and I was just so excited to find one that I didn't realize the NBA logo was sewn on backwards. But whatever, I bought it for the equivalent of $10 American.
Yes.
But I got the blue one, and I got the black box one that they're wearing tonight. Maybe I'll bust that out. All right, here we go.
Chris, somebody needs this. Devin.
That's a great play. He's got to make the shot. That was a good set run by Monty right there. Got a wide open shot.
I want Giannis to get another basket so he hits over 50.
They're not though. Oh, this sucks. He's not going to get to 50 because they're not going to put him on the free throw line.
Which is kind of wild. I wouldn't.
They should honestly tonight. Yeah, put him.
Shout out to my man Tibbs for winning Coach of the Year.
Oh, that's not a foul.
I think they already used their challenge, didn't they?
I thought challenges inside 2 minutes or.
Oh yeah, it's up to the booth, right?
Yeah.
103.
I can't wait to see the people tweeting Chris Middleton should win Finals MVP. It's going to be hilarious.
It should never happen.
Wow.
All right.
That's crazy.
Now we're looking for some quick Phoenix buckets and hit that over 206.5.
Yeah, that middle is not looking so. Oh, no.
They're going to do it. All right. So
Bucks minus 4.5, man.
The basketball world.
Bucks minus 4.5.
Bro, give it to Giannis. You guys are selfish.
Chris is going to get his quick. Chris said, let me get over 25 real quick.
Wouldn't that be some cheese? Wouldn't that be some cheese?
I'm so happy that I hedged. Oh my goodness. That would have been so sad.
Yeah. Yeah, I might have to put you guys on mute to watch this. This is gonna be beautiful though.
Must be nice, Milwaukee, to watch a team win a championship.
The Leafs will do it one day, Ian.
That's 2 championships Milwaukee has in the past 10 years, if you count Green Bay as Milwaukee.
Yeah.
The Leafs will do it one day.
No, they won't. I will never see a Leafs or a Falcons championship in my life. Maybe the Blue Jays, though. Got a chance with the Blue Jays.
Guy, you're a Falcons fan. That's crazy. You lost to Brady in the Super Bowl? Could not be me.
28-3.
Actually, no, we did do it, but we did lose to them in 04. But.
Yeah, you did.
I bet my buddy, my wife's cousin Daniel on the Falcons Patriots Super Bowl, and he Venmo requested me at halfway through the game.
Oh no!
To pay him, and I almost did.
He might be the reason we lost.
He might be.
Oh, that is tough.
I want Giannis to get one more basket so bad.
I mean, I want as many baskets as possible so bad.
Right.
Talk to him, Bobby. Let him know. You've come from nothing, Bobby.
I mean, that's one of the greatest finals
being traded
performances we've ever seen.
Are they not calling fouls? What's happening here?
Scott Foster.
Why didn't they give the ball to Giannis?
No, he's at 49. Oh, Giannis, don't you want 50 for a nice
Giannis,
number?
I apologize.
I don't think he cares. He doesn't care right now.
Oh, this is so nice to see. I'm happy. Like I wish
get crushed in the beginning of the playoffs.
Yeah,
or after the Heat series.
By me.
Pat, we got beef. It's gonna end at 2-0. It's gonna end at 206 because of that miss from.
What'd you get at Ben? 206 and a half.
206 and a half. Yeah, I was. It's.
Oh, he's at 47?
Oh, ESPN says he's at 49.
Oh.
He missed both. It's okay. Go ahead, get a 3.
108, 103 still in play.
Foul him. They fouled Giannis.
He's going to get 50.
I think. Oh, well, if the graphic they showed on the broadcast earlier showed 47, but ESPN shows 49.
Let me see what the NBA app says that he's at 49.
That's what I have him at too. But the graphic just said 47.
I think the graphic's wrong.
Yeah. It would make more sense for the graphic.
Good job, graphics guy.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
50. Yeah, and I think everyone knows it too. You can see the crowd cheering. I mean, arguably the greatest NBA championship clinching performances of all time, especially considering nobody else on the team did anything. Their graphic shows 50 there now.
Yeah. I'm sorry, you guys.
Oh, and he missed it. Didn't set the record.
But he's got 50 though. Oh.
Yeah. I wanted 51 for the record.
Man. 50 for Giannis when the rest of his team, not named Bobby Portis, did very much. Well, I don't want to say nothing. Milton hit some big shots in the fourth.
Middleton
Holiday is one rebound away from a triple-double.
Oh,
and the pregame spread is on the line here with the Suns' last possession.
You are right. At 5.
I'm not winning my money line bet, so I hope if they cover this, I will.
Did Win close at 5 or 4.5?
4.5.
Because they had been 4. Okay, so they were one of the few books to keep it at 4.5. So if you're a Milwaukee better at Win, you're feeling a little bit better compared to some of the other books. But this will be a sweat for anybody that had.
I mean, how many times have I lost a basketball bet on a meaningless 3 on the last shot of the game? So. It's possible. Oh, and there it is. Oh, and he missed it.
They're going to let him dribble it out?
Wow.
Yep.
It's over.
Wow. I mean,
Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis has done it. No one has anything to say about Giannis anymore, man.
yeah, I don't think anybody can say anything about him.
NBA Finals MVP, 2-time MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and he's how old?
26. That was 26. One of the best finals. That's one of the best finals performances I think we've ever seen. Like, no overreaction. Like, dead serious. That was what he did over those last 4 games, especially unbelievable. He had 40 in game 2 too, and they lost. Like
that, yeah.
Crazy.
That's insane. It's always weird. Like seeing, first off, like for the Suns, like I do feel bad, but like it's crazy. You lose 4 straight. Like that's always insane to be up, 2-0 and then lose 4 straight. But think about like Giannis's last 4 games, or no, I guess like 4 out of the last like 5 games after game 1. He dropped 40 twice and then ended with 50. This is crazy.
Yeah, that was.
This is crazy.
KD, wow. LeBron, Giannis. That's their own tier. Everybody else is probably behind. As much as I would like Steph in that tier as well, but that was wow.
And with that, I think I might do it. It's going to take me a couple of days. Let me get out of the moment, but he might be one right now.
A greatest player of all time?
Oh no! Oh God, no!
That's Bobby. That's Bobby. It's actually crazy that tonight his running mate was Bobby Portis.
Chris Middleton
hit some big shots, man.
In points. Chris Middleton.
Chris hit some big shots.
Is this what we are going to do?
This is the Bobby Portis legacy game.
That's what I'm saying. Like we're not even 5 minutes after the game ended, and we're already doing revisionist history.
Yeah.
Like this was Bobby Portis's moment, and he stepped into it perfectly.
There he is.
Because Chris Middleton, talk to him, Bobby.
He loves it. He loves it.
Bobby Portis is about to drop a Kevin Garnett. Anything is possible.
Yeah, that's what he
in the Malik to Malika Andrews.
Talk to him, Bobby.
Good Milwaukee. Like, you know what else is kind of nice about this? Like it's a nice reminder that like if you're a small market team and you get your superstar and you do everything in your power to like surround that dude with talent, like it can still be done. Like crazy stuff has to happen every so often, like the way that the Lakers season went and middle of pandemic, like sometimes like weird stuff happens, but like there's a small market team getting a finals win.
They had to do everything in their power to keep Giannis this year,
and they did.
And like I know he
3-4 first-round picks for Holiday.
Yeah, I know he already re-signed, but like they played their cards perfectly right. Like if he was still gonna like, why would he leave this team if he hadn't re-signed already? They did everything they're supposed to do. The Cavs never did it for LeBron. There's plenty of other teams that haven't done it for other guys, but they did it and it worked. I mean, a lot of credit to them. I did not think the Bucks were going to win the title this year, so a lot of credit to them.
It's so crazy. Like the disadvantage we put small markets at, because basically you're like, listen, if you draft, the best player in the league, and then go 100% and hit on 100% of all your other draft picks, and make sure that all of your trades work and make, 100% of the right free agent signings, you too can be in the finals. Like it's such an unreasonable standard that we put small markets at to do it. And it just is what it is. It's like that TikTok. It's like with a little bit of luck and a little rusties, you too can look like me. Ka-chow.
I can't believe Giannis has done all this and he's 26. It makes me feel.
Yeah.
I'm 20. He's 2 years younger than me, and he's done all this in the NBA already.
He's still. I like this because he's still old enough to where if I see him, I can low key fanboy. I think like the last person I could do that with. I can't even remember, but I remember like Trae Young. I'm the same age as Trae Young, and he was a freshman at Oklahoma when I was a freshman at Texas. And it's like, if I saw Trae Young on the street, I could never like.
So you're saying
ask for a picture.
You can't fanboy around with anyone that's younger than you, is what you're saying.
No, No, that's embarrassing.
It's like the jersey rule. Like you can wear the jersey of any player that's older than you.
Mm-hmm. And so like, but for Trey, I would have to. There's actually, it's either like they either have to be like your favorite player, or for Trey, I just have to wait until he retires and it becomes a throwback.
Insane.
But,
that's interesting.
But I would 100% wear a LaMelo Ball jersey. I love LaMelo Ball. I'm a big supporter of the Ball family.
All right, the game's over. I think. Are we ready to wrap up this stream here?
All right, let me give you guys one final question before we wrap up. And again, huge shout out to Joanne and Hunter and Richard for staying with us. Give me the favorite to win the NBA Finals next year.
Great
when WinBet puts it up. Who are we looking at? Who are we looking at as the favorite?
Nets.
Brooklyn Nets.
Are the Nets going to have everyone return? Like
Yeah.
three
Yeah.
starters?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's under
gotta be the
contract.
Nets then.
Yeah,
It's
it's the
gotta be
Nets.
I'm with you there. I'll say Nets plus 500.
Oh, I think it'll be shorter than that. I say
You think so?
Nets plus 200.
Plus 200?
No, I don't think that.
Nets plus, I could see in between 400 and 500.
I'm doing Nets plus 325.
Okay.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll go 250.
Oh, okay.
I'll adjust a little.
Peter, what do you got of it?
I'd say Nets plus 400. That would be my guess.
Okay.
Just because of all the injury stuff. Their bench is thin, man. Like, we'll see. They're the finals favorite, but.
And the other thing to keep in mind is nobody has more, like, especially at Wynn with a presence in New Jersey. They might have to bring it actually a little bit lower. So I might be a little bit high on plus 500. So I'll say plus 450 is where they open, and then they'll move them.
We'll see.
So, hey guys, this was fun. Salute to the Bucks. Salute to Bobby Portis. Salute to the Greek Freak. And thanks to everyone for hanging out with us for Game 6 of the Finals, our second live stream. Excited to do this again come football season.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
For sure.
All right. So long, everybody. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Check out all of our stuff over at BetSided.